We're live. It's happening. Oh my god.
Oh wait, I gotta mute the site.
Yeah.
Wait,
I'm
Roll20 has sound?
Does it?
No,
I
Twitch.
muted.
I
Oh yeah.
have Ryan stream, so
I'm gonna post that we're live. I'm gonna shit my pants. I'm gonna roll a constitution check on my ass.
How do I exit full screen? Okay, good. Twitch.tv. Gosh. So I can at least pop out the
Playing D&D for the first ever. Not the first ever, that's a lie. Kind of.
For first ever, kind of?
It's fine, yeah, it's the first. Playing D&D first ever, no one else has played.
New cool game that just came out today that we're playing for the first time.
Yeah.
I'm rating that. I just wrote it in all caps.
Like actually sitting down to like play. I'm so scared.
You're scared.
We're all nervous.
We're all nervous. Can we have a collective group
I don't know
sip?
about being nervous.
Can we have a collective
That's because you
group
have a
sip?
gun. Shut up.
Collective group sip. Collective group sip.
How do I shoot Frank?
Oh my god. Zach, let me know if our sound's good and you can hear everyone. I'm drunk and giddy. Perfect. We'll catch up.
Soon.
That was the group set. Okay, so hello. Welcome to Celladorne. This world was created by taking bits and pieces of D&D lore and homebrewing the rest because I don't know what to do and I didn't feel like reading everything. The sound is great for once I can hear everyone well. Oh my god.
Let's go!
I didn't touch anything.
Easy claps.
I shoot Zach.
Oh god. Everyone in chat gets shot. So I want to say a quick disclaimer. Most of us have never played before. We might have to look stuff up. We're gonna get things wrong. Are you aware?
Am I one of the only people who's played D&D before here?
You and me may have. I played once in like a hot mess.
Well, like I said, the one D&D campaign that I was like a huge part of was completely homebrew, so I have no knowledge.
And everyone died, which hopefully won't happen.
Yeah.
So we're sponsored by I Don't Give a Fuck If We Do It Wrong. We're here to have fun and collectively tell a story and drink alcohol. So I was sipping to wet my whistle to say, so shut the fuck up. So we can.
Oh wait, I wanna put this in my Discord too.
Do it.
Okay,
I completely forgot that I said I was going to.
We're all running on adrenaline right now, so once that settles, we'll be running on pure alcohol and nothing will change. So
exactly.
Chill. I'm stupid.
My D&D session, and I can cry if I want to. Exactly. So we can just like tell everyone who we are and who we're playing. We'll just go down to. I'm gonna go across the screen because that's the easiest way to do it. So I'm Ryan. I'm DMing and playing Kinta, a barbarian goblin. Dale, who are you?
Thalim, a human ranger, and I have a gun.
Oh god.
Time you said it.
Frankie, who are you?
My name is Frankie, and I'm playing a character named Luce, and they are a half-elf warlock, and they have a pseudodragon named Crow, who's really cute. And yeah.
It's beautiful. Jenny, who are you?
I'm Jen or Jenny, and I'm playing Laith. She is a full elven bard who ran away from her home. And she hates using healing magic.
Uh-oh.
Smile.
Smile. Hi, May.
Hi! I'm the anti-die hacks, or the fucking healing magic that everyone hates. Chey's half-elf cleric, and everyone hates healing, so...
I mean, to be fair, my character just hates using it herself. Like, she'll gladly accept healing magic.
Oh, yeah, Luce doesn't mind magic. It's like, oh, thanks.
Yeah, some people... We're already very divided as a group, so... Could we take one more collective sip before we dive in?
Yes.
Oh, sure.
A collective sip.
By collective sip, I hope you mean a shot. And by
Yes.
and by shot, I mean like a third of my shot glass full because I do not drink.
That's fine. That's totally
That's completely
okay.
fine.
Pussy, imagine.
I swear.
To Dale's gun.
To Dale's gun.
All right.
Okay.
Luce steals Dale's gun.
Sleight of hand check.
Yeah,
So,
Chess is looking mighty fine.
grabbing my titties.
Anti-sleight of hand. So if I try to steal,
Perception.
grab the wrong thing.
Great.
Does,
What? No, you put something in the fucking thing. Something of yours in.
does Chey even have enough mental power to even be able to try and steal?
She feels too bad. Apologizes before it happens.
Turns herself in immediately.
It's just, oh, sorry, I just tried stealing from you. Oh, my bad, sorry.
Yes, Zach, there's an
My
ocean
bad.
town. I had this zoomed in a little extra because we didn't need all that, but this is a little more zoomed out. But yeah, if everyone's ready to embark on our journey,
Let's get it.
okay.
Ready?
So, Celladorne is a relatively young world. Many of the civilizations are still mostly... I wrote homogenous, and then I thought I could say that. So we're starting off great. Many of the civilizations are still mostly homogenous. The gods, who used to be very involved in the happenings of their creations, have began to step back, allowing the civilizations to interpret the divine word and thrive and grow on their own. The most diverse place in this region of the world is the city of Tresdale. An originally human city built on land blessed by sun god Pelor, has attracted many different types of people. And as the summer equinox draws close, the city is ready to host its annual festival to celebrate the longest day of the year. Many from all over the continent make the journey to partake in the festivities, and many merchants travel there to make a hefty profit. We find our party somewhere in the Nomog forest, in two leather-covered wagons wobbling down a dirt road. A mess of trees and shrubs grow on either side. Driving the first wagon is Gustav, the middle-aged dragonborn, who hired your party to protect him and his cargo for his summer trip to Tresdale. He wears a humble traveling cloak with the hood down to let the midday sun warm the rust-red scales of his neck. His wagons are full of wooden toys, leather hats, accessories, and other handmade crafts. Although he previously could make the trip by only hiring one additional driver to take his second wagon, increased goblin activity in the area encouraged him to hire additional help. Better to pay more to get there and make a smaller profit than lose it all on the road, is what he said when he hired you. The wagons were still about a day and a half from the capital, but the sky was clear and the journey, so far, had been uneventful. So I'm going to have you each describe what your character looks like, starting with Dale. What you look like? What's your character like?
Hey, yo, boy.
Who's your boy?
My boy. It's Thalim. He has blonde hair, blue eyes. He has a nice green ranger cloak. Some facial hair, not a lot, just some.
Nice.
And he's normally always got his hood up because he doesn't like to let other people stare into his eyes.
Emo.
I'm also going to have you make a nature check.
Nature check.
Nature check, you
What?
little ranger. Roll a nature check.
I need to find it now.
This is an onboarding experience. We're practicing the rolls. Don't worry. I'll get all of you.
Nature check.
I will say one thing. I'm gonna need you to have to tell me what dice I gotta roll every
Yeah.
time.
I will.
So I got a nat 20 and it's a +3 because of my nature,
Uh,
so it's 23.
We got a nat 20 on the first roll.
Yeah.
All right, we're drinking. We're drinking.
Yeah, I had the B on the dice.
All right. Well, you look at the trees around you. Your experienced senses scanning the area. You realize that the forest is oddly quiet. There's no birds calling, no rodents going around the underbrush. You have a feeling that something is not right. Frankie,
And then I pull out my gun.
what you doing?
So Luce has like really long, like jet black hair, and it's like back in a French braid. And they usually wear like a long cloak as well, and like just some basic like leather armor that's like really easy to move around in. and they always have their little pseudodragon crow on their shoulder if they can. They probably do right now just for some extra company since they don't know anybody yet.
Oh,
And they have purple eyes.
Ooh. Beautiful.
Hold on.
I'm gonna
Let me
have.
put it in
Oh
the-
yeah, you're good. I'm gonna have Frankie. You're gonna roll an insight check for Luce.
Insight.
there you go.
Okay.
Yep.
Check the general. That's what my roll was.
I got a 13. Plus
Okay.
My stuff is 15.
Oh, that's pretty good. So since you're in the cart with Chey,
oh,
I want Chey to tell Luce honestly what you think about them. You've only known them for a little bit, but what are your first impressions of Luce?
oh, of Luce.
Of
Okay.
Luce, who you are sitting with.
Well, since they're sitting in a giant cloak, and they're huge, it's kind of scary. Kind of terrifying.
Okay.
But
So,
they seem nice.
so Luce, you pick up on all of that. You pick
Okay.
up on all that.
Okay.
All right.
Nervous sweating in the corner.
Yeah, nervously sweating in the back of the cart. All right. Next up, Laith. What's up?
So,
Laith is a high elf, so she's full elven, and she descends from a noble family. So she wears a black cloak with a white shirt underneath. But right now, since she's protecting, she's wearing a set of light leather armor. She's blonde with long elven ears, and she also has purple eyes. But Laith is also very small for an elf. She's only about 5'5",
Adorable.
and she's sitting in the cart with a lute in her lap. It brings her comfort, reminds her of home.
Very cute. And speaking of home, you're gonna do a history check for me.
Oh geez, what dice do I roll for that? Is it just
D20.
A D20? Okay.
Oh no.
6
Okay.
with my history modifier, which is +4, so 10.
Okay, 10. So with 10, you look around the area, you know of this place. You know that close by is a land where the Tresdale Council has pushed kobolds and goblins to coexist. And you're also aware that they don't get along too nicely with each other, and there's not much room for them to live. Oops.
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 Chey, what you doing?
Well, Chey mostly does charity work at the temple, and this is their first time coming out, now that they're, like, of age to do charity work outside of said temple. But they mostly work outside, so they're, like, really freckled, and they have long teal hair? I never decided. But she's nervously just sitting next to this warlock, in her staff, very nervous because 1, stranger, scary stranger, and 2, outside.
Beautiful. I'm gonna have you make a perception check.
A perception.
A perception.
Where's perception? I roll. Oh god. I got a 4, and
A
that's with
4.
No.
With a 4 plus what?
I got a 2 on the dice roll,
Oh.
plus 2 perception, so 4.
Okay, so as
Oh,
you
with
look
what?
around, you think you might see some of the tops of the trees of Orlaithir, but then you're like, maybe it's just a glint of the light, and then you go back to cowering in the corner. So as you guys continue going down the road, Gustav gets kind of bored from the silence. You're all just kind of chilling, and he yells back over his shoulder, "So, what made you guys take this job? Like, what are you doing here? Why did you choose me? Why did you take this job? I'm very curious." He slowly turns around and is like, "All right, I've hired an entire band of really quiet people. That's fine. If you don't want to talk, that's fine. I'll tell you about myself maybe. I'll break the ice. So, I was actually once an adventurer like you guys. I was once. Didn't last long.
So
I
took an
realized
arrow in the knee.
it was an arrow of inspiration, I would say. I learned that I was much better at using a whittling knife than a sword, and deciding that I wanted to live, period. I gave up the adventuring life and I started learning to craft, and I like to make little wooden dolls and trinkets and things that I'm gonna now sell at Tresdale for the festival. Have you guys gone to Tresdale before? Has anyone been there?
Nope.
No? No, it's gonna be the first time for all of
No.
you?
Maybe question mark?
Oh.
I know my character's backstory.
Well, if you did go, I'm sure you'd remember. It has like the huge church of Pelor with like the stained glass and like the big white walls, and like were you there during the festival? You'd remember if you're there during the summer festival.
No.
No. Okay.
Never left.
You guys are in for a treat. You guys are definitely in for a treat. Like if you can try the, what the hell is it called? If you could get your hands on a sun cake, highly recommend. Absolutely delicious. The
Ooh.
ingredients from the farms around Tresdale, ooh, so good.
Oh my god.
So
I love
good.
a sun cake.
You better
Thalim's
get one.
gonna stick
You
with
better
it.
get a sun. I'm telling you right now. You want a sun cake. You'll remember that.
Can I look out to the side of the wagon real quick?
Yeah. You want to do another?
Because of all the noise and everything, I want to check.
Yeah. Do a perception check.
Because I've just been keeping quiet, and with the first roll, like you said, it's really quiet, and as a ranger, I'm kind of
Yeah.
thinking.
Oh, also everyone take an inspiration. You all get an inspiration to start for your onboarding experience. Thank you for.
What that is.
What?
You get so.
Inspiration?
You get whenever you roll for most d20 rolls, if you have inspiration, you can roll a second one. If you don't like the yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
you all
So-
have one inspiration.
So that's like an extra roll.
Yeah. So you
Looks
have
like,
one,
can
you can
we-
have
So can we roll again for like the ones that we had before? So like for my like history check?
No, it's like for going forward. I give you
Okay.
inspiration for putting up with me making you roll immediately. So so you all have one. So just remember you all have
Okay,
one.
Pog.
Yeah.
Sorry,
On the
yeah.
character sheet, you can
Mhm.
click it and it gives you like a sun. It's right next to your walking speed.
Yeah.
So that way you know if you have one or
Oh.
not.
Where is it? I don't see
I
it.
see it. I see
It's like up
Oh,
towards
I
the
So I
don't
top.
gotta do a perception one again?
Yep, you want to do a perception check? Go for it.
Yeah.
I've sent it.
17.
17. So the 17, you look out through the trees, and since you are very aware that something's not right, as you're looking, you think you see the silhouette of a kobold peering out from the bushes.
Oh my god.
it. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
I have a gun.
You do. So as the carts go forward, there is a turn in the road, and as the wagon clears the corner, you hear Gustav make a startled growl and curse in Draconic. Who speaks Draconic?
I do.
He said fuck. He said fuck. You're the only one who knows he said fuck. So ahead you can see some sloppily constructed fences made of like sharpened branches and leather like lashed together, stretching across the road. And Gustav, halts his cart, hops down to go like see what the hell this is. But before you know it, a group of goblins comes skittering out of the side of the forest, scoops Gustav up by the arms, and with their quick little legs run off the other side of the road. And a few more of the goblins come around the cart. Oh, I have to move this little tab thing. Come around the cart, assuming that there's no other people there. And looks like they're gonna come loot in. But since Dale, you were super ready, I'm gonna give you an what is it? Like surprise attack, I think it's called.
Ooh, yeah,
So
yeah.
you can attack one of these goblins if you would like, one that's closest to you. Would you like to take a little pew pew?
Would you like to?
Wait, can I talk to them first? Like try and stop them from obviously looting. 'Cause
I'm
I do speak Goblin.
surprised. Yes, you can talk to them.
Oh shit!
Hey, just because I have a gun, okay?
All right. What would you like to say to these goblins?
Back the fuck up.
So they, hearing your voice, because you guys are like in the carts, They
Yeah.
like.
Could I have intimidation too? I think it's like +3.
Yeah, you want to intimidate? Yeah,
Intimidation.
roll an intimidation. Yell at these goblins.
Yell at them. Tell them.
Do it.
Do it.
19.
19. One sec. I have to check a stat and also do a roll. Okay. So you shout to this goblin. You shout to all of them, hey, you guys better back up. And they look at you terrified. And they look back over their shoulder. And through the trees, you hear and also see there's a kobold standing way further back in the underbrush. And he yells, you guys better do what you're supposed to. But one of the goblins, who you really intimidated, fucking bolts and just runs away off into the trees. So there's 3 goblins left. And the
Oh my
3
God.
goblins continue to move towards you. Roll initiative. It is time.
Oh my god.
I can't believe
Is
you...
initiative a d20?
Yes, a d20. And you add, there's a number towards the top that you roll. Oh, I get... Oh, shit!
I got what?
I rolled a natural 20 for the goblins.
Oh no.
Wait.
I got a 9 total.
Okay.
I got a
Oh, I got 9.
I got a 5
Wait.
with the modifier.
Okay,
With
so...
I got a...
9.
I have 13.
Okay.
Okay, so you go after the goblins. And then, between Luce and Chey, who has the higher dexterity?
I have 9.
Minus 13 total.
Okay, so Luce and then Chey. And then, would you like, Crow to just go on your turn, or do you want Crow to have separate initiative? Up to you.
Crow can just go on my turn.
Okay. So, May, do you know if you roll a 20 on initiative, does that mean anything special, or do they just go first?
I have no idea. I can't remember.
Okay, that's fine. We'll just have them go first. That's totally okay.
Okay.
So, I need to check. I need to scroll back up to my goblins. I have all the stats all over the place.
Goblins.
The goblins. So their
First-
movement speed is 30.
Because I do not attack, and this is the first time I've seen them.
Oh no.
So,
So they
Hi.
can't see you, but they know you're there. They just go first. Thank you, Zach.
I get
So can I make it so 1, 2, 3, 4. So this goblin is gonna shoot at Thalim, try to get through the front of the cart. He has a little bow. Oh boy. Oh boy. No!
What have you done?
2 natural 20s!
Oh
Stop.
boy.
So that's,
Oh,
I'm
so they-
assuming
Natural 20.
they go first, and I just rolled to like attack and rolled a natural 20. So the goblin's gonna shoot at you through the thing. Oh god. Oh no, this is my greatest fear. This is my greatest fear. Firing with a short bow. Oh, it's 1d6. Fuck me. I mean, fuck
Is
you.
there any chance to like dodge or anything?
You're
Or roll
the
out of the way?
like the attack to hit, like your armor class is like your chance to dodge. So,
Okay.
I'm so
So
sorry.
that's 14.
Okay, so it's 5 plus 2 times 2. So I'm so sorry. I think the goblin fires through the front of the cart and just hits you square in the sternum with an arrow, and does.
Oh boy.
How much damage did I just say? 5, 10, 12. 12 piercing damage.
Oh, okay, tight.
Sick.
So I'm so sorry. Oh my god. So you have 1 HP.
1 single HP.
We're starting off strong. So the
I need-
goblins in this other cart. So this one's gonna come around the back.
Oh, don't do
1,
that.
2, 3, and it's gonna. Oh, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. It's gonna swipe at Chey.
Oh no.
Don't.
Rolled
No,
an
no.
8 plus. What is to hit? 8 plus 4. What's your armor class?
10.
It's a 12. God damn it. Oh my god, I'm gonna kill everyone.
Can Luce step in the way?
Tight.
No.
Tight.
Oh.
Why did I roll 2 natural 20s in a row?
Characters die in the first battle.
Just die in the first battle. It's fine. Oh, that went on the floor. God damn it! I'm rolling 5s. You know what? It fell off the table. So no, we're gonna keep the 5. We're gonna keep the 5. So 5 plus 2 to hit. It slashes at you and gets you like right on the arm, pretty deep.
Okay, cool.
You also have 1 HP.
Oh shit.
I gotta hit enter for this. Everything's fine. Everything's totally fine. We're just living through my greatest fear right now.
It's just a flesh wound.
The final goblin is gonna do a similar thing to the one that shot Dale.
Oh,
And it's gonna come to the front of the cart and shoot it loose through the window. God damn it. Oh! It rolled a 4. 4 plus 4, so 8 is your armor class. What is
My
your
armor class is 12.
Okay, so it shoots and it just like hits the front of the cart, completely misses you. Oh my god, I'm sweating. All right, Dale, your turn. Your turn, Dale.
That's me. Fuck you.
So did I get shot at
No,
or anything?
no,
No.
you're fine.
My shout of intimidation scared that one that was gonna hit you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
So thank God that, honestly. Come out of here rolling 20s like it's my fucking job.
You
Oh.
not baby.
So I got shot in the sternum, so I'm coughing.
Yeah, you're
I'm
you're
spitting up a bit
bleeding.
of blood.
What would you like to do?
I want to shoot this fucker back.
Okay, what are you gonna shoot him with?
The longbow.
All right, go for it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Little fucker want to shoot me. It's a 4.
Like you wait from your d20.
Oh no.
Okay, roll the d20 first to see if you hit,
Uh,
and add your proficiency and modifier.
proficiency. 11.
Okay, if it meets it, it beats it. So you fire your nice, beautiful arrow right at this goblin. It's headed straight for it. Roll your damage.
3.
3 plus anything?
Oh no. 6. 6 in total.
Okay, the arrow goes right through this goblin's eye, pops out
Pussy.
the back of its head, and just the road just gets
Let's go.
splattered with a nice, beautiful triangle of blood and brain juice. This
Let's go.
mofo is dead. You got your revenge.
You like perfectly described the first scene of Goblin Slayer.
Oh cool, I've never seen that.
Amazing.
I'm copywriting that. Luce, you're up. What?
Okay.
Jen,
Um,
am I the one that got attacked by the goblins?
Yeah,
Goblin Slayer?
you have 1 HP. Chey has 1 HP.
Oh, that Goblin Slayer starts off really rough.
Oh,
got
that,
it
the
rough.
show. We all have it rough right now, except for me, which isn't what I wanted.
Okay. Have fun.
I'm gonna throw my dagger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I roll.
Yep, roll the d20. Which one are you aiming for, front or back? Goblin.
The one in the back.
Okay,
The one that's like aiming at
Chey.
Chey.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Nope.
I got a 12 total.
Okay, so that hits. Now roll your damage.
Fuck.
I'm gonna pee real quick.
Okay, don't die.
I got a 4.
Okay, so you
No, yes, I got a 4. I got
you chuck your dagger. It flies right over Shay's shoulder, gently tousles her hair, and lands right in the goblin's throat. It like
Let's go!
looks very surprised because it does not know where this dagger came from. And as it tries to speak, blood just kind of squirts out of its neck a few times, and then it just slowly falls to the right and collapses, dead.
Important detail.
Yeah.
Is goblin blood green?
Oh, I should know because I'm gonna be playing a goblin. I'm gonna
That'd be
Google
kind of
it.
cool.
Is goblin blood green?
If it's green, it should be like a really dark green.
Black. Although I'm
Oh,
not
wait,
totally
it's
sure about it. I guess it's. I just googled.
Okay, okay.
I see your history.
That's
What
kind
do
of
you
cool though.
Show us. Do it.
Everything. Who's next? Who's next? Shay, you're up. How you doing?
Why me?
You're just gently bleeding out quickly from an arm wound.
Okay, hold on. Seeing as how Luce just protected me, can I move on my turn?
Yeah, you can
at all?
move.
Okay. I duck behind the chairs of the caravan and cast Bless on. Would it still hit Thalim? Yeah, oh my god, Laith.
What's the range on it?
30 feet.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
Tight. Okay, so I cast.
So you cast Bless on how many people? Just everyone?
It hits 3 people.
Okay.
Yeah. It can hit up to 3 people.
Gotcha. Cool.
Seeing as how Luce saved me, I buff him.
Hi, I'm Shelly Duvall. Have I been healed yet?
I can't get to you.
One of the other goblins. It's fine.
All right, so
Jenny
you
can
are
heal
all
me.
you are all blessed.
It's not my turn yet.
Are you? Do you have? You don't have any bonus actions, right?
No,
I'm
but
assuming
for Bless, how Bless works, whenever a target, so anytime you guys make an attack roll or a saving throw, before the spell ends, you can roll a d4 and add that number to your attack or saving throw. So you add your d4.
Okay, so you
Losing blood here.
roll a d4 twice, basically.
It's to your like when you roll like a thing when you roll a d20
Roll a d4.
usually.
Oh, okay.
Like you can add a
So
d4
if
to
you,
it.
so it'd be like if you roll a d20 and it's not, like if you don't think it's high enough, you can add the
D4.
bless modify the d4,
Yeah.
and then you
Okay.
can add to it.
Okay.
Yeah. So higher attack, do it.
Yes.
Save me. I'm bleeding
Laith,
out.
you're up. You're up, Laith.
Wait. So Thalim has the arrow in the throat,
I'm
right?
going
Yeah,
Arrow
or
my-
in his sternum. In his sternum.
There's a
What?
So, fucking fantastic. I'm afraid to do this, but I'm gonna cast Healing Word on Thalim,
Okay.
which is 1d4 plus 2.
All right. Let me know how much you heal him for.
So 3.
3.
3 more. You have 3 more HP.
He's up to 4.
Let's go!
Woo!
Yeah, I can wipe the blood from my mouth
All
for a
right.
little.
So this
Hold on.
little goblin, now completely alone, everyone else in his little party dead, turns
Brutally.
back to look at the kobold again, turns back to look at you guys, and starts running. Oh, that's the horse. Starts running
Horse leaves.
towards the forest. Would anyone like to take a shot at this guy running?
Oh, you fucking know I do.
All right, go for it. Take an opportunity attack on this little guy.
Just the D20.
Just do the d20.
Oh, this pussy about to fucking.
Wait, how many feet are these little squares, by the way?
So like I thought it was too small if I. Oh wow. So like every group of 4 is like 5 feet.
Okay.
Do you want to know my roll?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Nah, it's a 14.
Okay, roll for damage.
I'm gonna fuck this bitch.
And then you're blessed.
Wait, is the bless is for damage, not the 20?
Yeah.
What is it for? Okay, I have that wrong. Okay.
You roll a d4 and
Throw
then
the damage. And then I add 2.
you roll the d4,
Yeah, which
the
is 4.
D4.
so you add that together.
Oh, it's 8.
All right. As this poor goblin starts
Yeah.
running towards the bush.
Get
The
fucked.
arrow. Yeah.
Yo,
What do you want to
pussy,
yell?
will I do it too?
So the last thing this goblin hears before a longbow arrow goes through its spine and knocks it off its feet forward is pussy, and it falls to the ground, dead as fuck.
Pog.
You are no longer in initiative. You got him. You got him.
Let's go!
Congratulations.
We
We
survived.
survived.
That's what happens when you plug in the roller.
I'm drinking.
Thanks.
Oh my
That was-
How you guys?
Wait, so Okay, so I know it's past my turn already, but my healing word reaches 60 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Would I have been able to heal Chey at the same time?
How many people can you target?
I'm not sure.
Let's...
Let me see. Hold on.
It's a creature of your choice. Never mind.
Okay.
I just looked it up really quick.
It's fine. Always good to check.
True, true.
So you guys are out of initiative, so you can do like whatever the fuck you want now.
Bruh, I got 2 kills already. I'm just
I remember
farming.
that our carriage driver has been taken somewhere, and we gotta find him.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the one that hired you, and he pays you after you get to the location safely.
I can try and track.
Should we check first to make sure that like everybody's fully healed? Can we do that?
Oh, I'm
Or-
fucked.
Yeah, remember
You
you
have
all
4 HP. It's okay.
you all each have a healing potion as well. You started with.
Well,
So do we want to do that first before
Bruh,
we
the
go after
very
goblin?
first fight, you want to use a healing potion.
Wait, how many?
One person. They're both dying. So,
How many
I'm
what?
full HP still.
Yeah, I'm also full HP.
so help.
Me and Laith are Gucci.
Yeah,
Well, I've got 5, right?
So, like,
You have
Yeah.
you have 4.
you have 4.
I
I
have
healed you for 3.
Bruh, your healing sucks.
Wow, that's rude.
I think it's because
Triggering Laith's
I
trauma.
literally get. You talked big game and you got critted on the first attack. So
Bruh, I
Just
rolled
say
the
it.
first not 20, I'm saying.
and I rolled the next 2.
I know, this DM's an asshole.
Wow.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think that Luce would say that we should definitely heal up beforehand. I think that it would make more sense that we all go in with full HP to rescue our pay person, so that we can get fully paid, please.
Can I just pull like my? Can I force Thalim to sit down so I can like use like actual like alchemical medicine on him?
How do you want to force him to sit down? You want to like
and-
physically push him, or you want to yell at him? How do you want to
No,
do it?
I'm going to ask him nicely to sit down so that way I can try and get the arrow that's in his throat out.
Okay, roll persuasion.
That's a d20, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
roll persuasion.
Where's my what's persuasion? Is that just a flat one or?
It's 20 plus for you.
Oh, plus 4.
Plus
So 12. I got a 12.
12. So you like sound pretty convincing. He might not completely sit down, but I think he'd at least hold still with
He
that.
grumbled about it,
Yeah.
probably.
He complains about it the whole time, but.
And what are you doing to him?
I'm getting the arrow out of his throat and patching the wound with like bandages and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I have a plus 3 to like medicine.
I was gonna
so-
say do a medicine check with advantage because
Okay.
you got him to calm down a little bit.
So 16.
You rolled twice and took the higher one.
Wait for
You have.
no,
I'm
I
gonna
did.
have you do advantage. So roll again if you got higher. Do that one.
Okay. So the first one was 16. The second one 21.
Oh!
That's with the modifier. 21 with the modifier.
Nice.
I rolled 18.
So, I guess like, can I just decide how much health you get back? Like, can I just give you like?
I mean,
I
you
say
can
yes.
roll. I think you. I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
I can roll something. I'll roll.
Yeah, or I would say like roll like a roll maybe like like you can roll like the d6 and the d12.
I'll do a
I would
12.
say maybe.
I'll do a 12 because I feel personally
Watch
responsible.
him roll a 1. You roll a 1.
Alright, I have a
Don't say that.
I rolled a 3.
Okay.
You're up to 7. Wait, 7, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. I can do
Okay.
math.
Better than 5.
Yeah.
4. Okay.
Wait, so when we roll for like our HP, are we restoring our armor class as well, or how does that work?
Your armor class doesn't change unless you like take off armor or something like
Okay.
that. Like that's that.
Just like a damage. Or
Yeah.
with-
And like
Yep.
armor class, it's called armor class, but like, you know, for rogues and like stuff like that. It's also like how good you are at dodging, so it's just determining like how easy or hard it is to hit you.
Okay.
So that doesn't
Gotcha.
change unless you put on different armor. So you pop the arrow right out, and you do it pretty well. Make sure he doesn't lose too much blood. Patch him up a little bit.
Meanwhile saying, don't you ever fucking touch me again.
Oh shit. Oh
Bruh,
my god.
he's full of rage, I'm just saying. With his cool traits and everything too, he rushes into stuff angrily.
Hang.
So he's kind of pissed you got him to sit down too.
You
Luce
would
just
have
kind of, like,
died
sides him a little.
otherwise.
Who's gonna do what? Who's gonna do what now?
Lucis just side eyes him a little bit,
Yeah.
and then also goes to check on Chey.
Okay.
Can I do a medicine roll to patch myself up?
Sure.
Okay.
And if it's not high enough, can I do the same thing that I did for Thalim again?
Yeah. Do you want to walk over and help her?
Yeah.
So why don't you help? Yeah, since you're also good at medicine and you help, Chey, you roll with advantage for your medicine check because Laith's helping you.
Oh, okay. What? How do I roll again?
Yeah, so roll twice and take the higher one.
Oh, okay. With a d20.
Yeah.
Or what am I doing?
A d20, yeah.
Roll the fucking dice!
What'd you get? What'd you get?
So both of them were 7.
Okay. So I'll
So-
roll a with the 7. I'll roll a d6.
Yep.
Oh, you get 6 back.
Let's go!
You lucky duck. Oh,
7 out of 8 hit points.
yeah. So with Laith helping you, the two of you who are pretty good at healing, you know what you're doing, are able to patch you up pretty darn good on that bloody arm there.
So I crawled out of the seat of the caravan, crying still though.
No.
Very terrible encounter. Thank you.
Can I look over, see the arm wound, and be like, "Yeah, you got it bad."
Yeah, I'm gonna put you all just out on the road.
Can
Here you
can
go.
I try and calm Chey down?
Yeah.
Help.
How would you like to do that?
There's me
I
just
guess
scolding her.
I guess with like charisma, just try and like talk to her and calm her down to get her
Yeah,
to stop
you
crying.
can do a straight up charisma roll and see how
Okay.
that goes.
Help.
14.
I'd say that's pretty effective. What do you say to Chey?
I didn't think I this through. I gently console her and say, hey, like it's okay, we've got you patched up. Everything's
Hey.
good, it's all right. Like I'm not gonna tell her to stop crying because that's rude.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Get over it, bitch!
I just gently like say to her like, hey, it's okay, like the fighting's over, we got you patched up. Everything like we're gonna be okay.
We're good.
Hopefully.
we're fine. Everything's fine.
Chey, how do you react to the 14s? Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. I mostly stopped crying, but considering a bunch of goblins came out of the woods and suddenly shot me in the fucking arm, just a little terrifying. We're good. Kinda trust you guys now, except that one. I'm just kidding.
Good.
Luce also would like to thank Chey for the spell that she got.
Oh, the
Bless.
blessing.
Yeah.
Cute bless.
Oh.
Is the kobold still in view, or has they moved?
The kobold left when the
Son of a
goblins started
bitch.
getting their asses handed to them.
So then, should we ask Thalim to like track the goblins since he's probably the one that can do that the best?
Yeah, ask
Oh,
him.
you'd be fucking surprised.
You can ask him.
Can you figure out what the goblins went? Please.
Do it, please.
I have a gun.
Listen, we
Yeah,
all need
sure.
to get paid and we all need to get to the city, so like we might as well just track them down now.
Come on, man.
Can I like, bruh? I just had an arrow shot through my stomach.
Can I try to convince you?
Yeah, if you want to make a roll about it.
I
I'd
can
say
do it. I just need give me a second to breathe.
Can I?
Shit.
Can I?
yeah, you can push him along. I'd say with advantage because everyone else is yelling at him.
Oh my god.
It sounds like you guys are more intimidating by the sounds of it, so I'd say try an intimidation.
Oh, I got this.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and roll persuasion. Just
God, I
so.
hope you roll
A total of
fucking one.
14.
Okay, a 14 for intimidation. And
Wait,
Chey,
are
what's
we
your...
are we all rolling to try and
25.
convince him?
I was gonna say... well,
I
so...
rolled
It sounds
18
like
plus-
Laith and Luce are going for intimidation. Is that correct? You guys sound like you're...
No, I'm gonna go for persuasion.
Okay,
I'm
so...
gonna be more gentle with it.
So Luce goes for intimidation, Laith and Chey go for persuasion. So Luce got a... You got a 14?
Mhm.
Okay, what did everyone else get?
18 with modifier.
Oh.
I got 25 with modifier.
Oh!
Yeesh.
I'm
So-
gonna look back at you all and say, I have a gun.
So,
Got it?
Luce, it you know, gives you a firm speaking to, but what really gets to you is Laith and Chey trying to nicely get you to go look for the kobolds and goblins who just scooped up the dude who's gonna give you money for completing this this journey.
We really need to find him because if only 4 attacked us, there are going to be a lot more where they're taking him, and he is not safe.
Yep.
Fine.
True.
What roll do I have to do?
I want-
Survival
My nose and plead, please.
and survival check.
20.
Ooh.
Natural or with the...
No, with the.
All right, so
Modifier.
you walk over to the area of trees where these goblins scooped up your dragonborn, and you can see, like, you know, he was a large dragonborn. There was a lot of goblins. They were carrying a heavy thing. They left a big trail. There's snapped branches. There's like footprints everywhere. And as you look on the ground, you can also determine that the kobold prints are going along with them. So the kobold's following the goblins and the dragonborn, and it's a very clear path. So you guys gonna follow that path?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do
So
it.
you guys begin.
Let's go.
I wipe my nose with crying. After.
So you guys follow Thalim. He goes off into the woods, following this pretty blatant path of struggling. It looks like poor dragonborn was like,
I think I'm gonna need to check for traps.
okay,
If it's like a straight forward path like that, there's gotta be something.
yeah, do a perception check.
Okay.
Plus, a kobold's a bitch, so you know.
You're right.
Uh-oh.
I
7.
7. So as you're walking, you are scanning the ground. You're looking up above for anything that looks placed where it shouldn't. You like very carefully like go to a rock and flip it over, and there's nothing there. Like the extent of their trap building for this rush thing was the sloppy fence that they put in front of the road. You look around, even with your distracted, still hurting from your little sternum shot you took. The giant
Please never say that.
6-inch goblin arrow that poked your titty. You don't find any traps, but luckily there also weren't any. So you keep going. There's nothing there. They're just sloppy and running through the trees.
if he failed badly, I was gonna say, can Laith notice that he is looking for traps and roll for perception?
Yeah. I perceive that you're looking for traps badly.
I perceive that you're looking for traps and you're not noticing anything because you're in pain. Let me look for them instead.
You can just notice he's like still is not full health if you'd like
Still
to.
confused.
But you don't have to
God,
roll
I
for
pull
that. You
out
can
my
just
gun.
see. Oh my god. God, he's armed. So you walk for like 20-30 minutes off the road. You're deeper into the forest. And as you keep going, you find like an even more well-traveled path, like a path that has been used very often. It seems like it's not paved or anything, just worn from constant use. And as you go down that path where you see the goblin tracks and the drag marks from the Dragonborn are still very blatant, through the trees you can see some dilapidated structures.
Can I roll for like a history check to see if I know like this specific area from study?
Yeah.
23 with modifier.
23. So as you look at these dilapidated buildings, you notice the stone. They're made of like stone together with like wood from the surrounding forest, but you recognize the stone, how it's cut, and its origin is dwarven, and you're familiar with that from the elves are familiar with dwarves from some past wars, so you've seen illustrations and read descriptions, so you know this is dwarven stone that seems to have been put together like kind of sloppily with just natural resources from the area. The make of the buildings are not dwarven, but the cut of the stone and type of stone is.
So can I just ask like a history question?
Mhm.
Were like the dwarves of like just like the world, were the dwarves like underground?
Yes, they were underground.
Like mostly?
Oh,
Okay,
Mhm.
so can I like stop the party and like let them know, be like, hey, this stuff is dwarven?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
'Cause I worry that we're gonna like fall through some fucking hole or something right now.
I have a question.
Mhm.
What does investigation do?
Investigation is like you're physically like looking through stuff.
Oh, okay.
So like perception is like you're looking around. Investigation is like you're going in there, like moving stuff, like touching shit.
Okay.
Are
So-
these buildings climbable?
Yeah. If you'd like to try to climb one,
I would like to try and climb one to scout
do an
the treetops.
acrobatics check.
So like before this, like I kind of stopped the party and I was like, hey, this stuff is dwarven, and knowing about goblins and stuff like that, like the dwarven settlement couldn't be far.
Yep.
Because that's a lot of stone to be able to move from one place to another. That it can't be that far.
Correct.
21.
21. So you scale right up the closest building, and you look out, and you can see above the trees there is a mountain range, maybe like another half hour's walk away, like this big mountain range. And it looks like, from what you can see, that there's some like carving, like it's been not manhandled but dwarf handled. So you see some dwarven mountain shit in the horizon. You see that
some
shit.
dwarven mountain shit.
Perfect.
Yep.
Can I need to conceal my gun. For the entire time that we're with dwarves, I need to conceal this gun.
Oh, hold on.
Can we see that mountain range from where we are, or is the
Who died?
the tree
Hello?
is the tree
Hello.
hello?
You're good. I hear you now.
No, that was May. May left making back.
To be here, May.
May?
Hey?
May, are you alive?
Do we lose them?
They're
They're-
typing.
Okay. The silent cleric. Okay, so one sec.
Disconnected.
Disconnected. This
Or
group
is
step.
this-
So can we see the dwarven mountain range from where we are, or are the trees too high? So like,
The
can I like
the
not
trees
see
are
it?
too high and thick.
Okay.
So you guys can't see it, but one of your party members sees it. I don't know if he's gonna
Hi.
tell you.
Can you?
I begrudgingly tell you.
Okay.
I tell you what's ahead. I mean, I got shot, so I'm still in some pain.
Can I do another history roll for
Yes.
like which dwarves can be in the area?
Yes, please.
12.
12.
Hello?
Hello.
I hear you.
Modifier.
So sorry.
12,
okay.
12 with modifier?
My laptop.
12 with modifier.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you are very aware that there is a war with the elves and the dwarves, and where the mountains of Moradun kind of jutted into the forest is where the dwarves were eventually pushed out of. So the mountain range that Thalim tells you, you know, has been abandoned for many, many years.
Okay, so I speak that information out to the party. There's probably no dwarves here. This has been abandoned for a really long time, but there's still a possibility that some could be here, but it's unlikely.
Okay, okay.
Are you guys still like
No.
on the outskirts of the little village? You gonna get a little closer? What you going?
I'm waiting for Thalim to get off the building
Can
and
I?
lead us further.
Bro, I'm free up here.
While he's up there, can I do a nature roll to get like health herbs or anything in the area?
Yeah, you can scavenge.
Oh, okay.
Go for it.
Okay, where's my thing? Hold on. I do nature roll.
Do a nature roll.
Oh,
How many?
4.
4? So you
4.
look around, you go through the shrubs, the underbrush, you kind of poke around. You cannot find any types of useful plants. In fact, a lot of the plants seem that they've already been picked clean of any type of useful herb or edible substance. Like they've been stripped clean.
Oh.
There's nothing. People have something's
I
already
guess that's fair.
nommed this and scavenged this area pretty thoroughly, desperately.
Okay.
even.
Okay.
Can I
And go back to hide behind Luce.
Yeah.
Can I roll a perception check of this area to check for traps and stuff like that within the buildings?
Yeah,
'Cause
like holes in the
I
ground or
assume
some shit.
I assume that like this area is not very
Safe.
I was also
Well,
gonna check
safe,
from up on top to see.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll get down from there.
but the
After
fact
they
That's
do
what
is
we're
that
gonna
like
do.
investigation.
we're at the edge of it and
Yep.
we have yet to see to our knowledge any of these goblins and stuff
Mhm.
like that. So I'd like to check for more traps because if there weren't any traps before, I'm worried about traps now.
Sure. Roll a
And
perception.
I've got an aerial view, so I also want to check and look down.
Okay.
and to see
so
if
why
I
don't
can see
you?
anything.
Yeah, you both
roll
give us. Yeah,
perception?
both do a perception. Let's see what we got.
Oh.
Me and Luce just hang out.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're just vibing.
I got an 18
Okay.
with
Nice.
modifier.
I got a nat 20.
Oh,
Oh!
a nat 20. So from the ground, Laith looks and she sees these buildings have been destroyed, but on the ground, like in the walkways between them, there's been like scuffling. You can see like the dirt's been turned up. A lot of the structures that seem to have been damaged and worn from a long time ago also have like fresh chunks taken out of them, like beams snapped. Looks like things have been taken out of the interior and like tossed about. And then from above, way up there, Thalim sees down in one of the buildings. He sees some movement in the building furthest from him through some of the open, broken stone.
Oh shit.
And then I pull out my. I mean, I can't shoot at it. It's up to
You-
you guys.
Or
You
you could
can.
relay it to the party.
No,
Or you could tell us.
no. I want to shoot it.
Well,
As he's deciding whether he wants to shoot it or not, I relay to Luce and Chey that there has been fighting here with my previous knowledge of the two groups being put here together. So we're going to have to fight goblins and the other, what are they called?
Kobolds?
Kobolds.
The kobolds. So
Okay, fine.
there's-
I'll say there was some movement up ahead in one of the houses.
Yes.
Can I shoot him?
I guess.
You can.
Can I?
You can try.
I'm asking to the party. Can I shoot?
Well, do you have a good angle on them?
Fuck no.
Or if you only saw movement, then wouldn't that waste some of your resources?
It wastes an arrow.
and
But it
can
could spook
I-
something out of a building if it isn't there.
True.
Can I roll a persuasion to get him to not? Because if we make a lot of noise, we might be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, you
But
can.
I have a
you can try.
gun.
Get the fuck
You
out.
can try to. You can try to
That's
persuade.
why- Yeah, I'm trying to persuade him to. We need
Get the
to.
fuck
We need
out.
to. We need to be quiet. We need to
Mhm.
be
Okay,
quiet
okay.
here.
Quiet isn't in my Aries range addiction.
Uh,
Shut up.
7 with the modifier.
Oh, fun.
Yeah,
Well-
you might plead, but this dude just got shot in the sternum a little bit ago and was in combat, and some of that
Cranky.
adrenaline's still coursing through, so he's gonna do what he wants to do.
Well,
Can I roll an insight to let Luce know where possible danger might be? The danger's coming from?
Wait,
Says
so-
fucker
wait.
up in the tree, isn't?
It's in like one of the far buildings.
Oh,
Yeah. So you want to tell them, or you could just tell them?
okay, I just told them.
Yeah. You're like, yo, there's
Get it.
there's danger over there.
Help!
if I wanted to investigate,
Mhm.
but like quietly, would I have to both roll for investigation and like sneak?
You can do a stealth check as you get
Okay.
closer and see what you see as you get closer.
Shit.
So would I run or do an investigation check first and then a stealth check?
You can do the stealth check, and that'll determine if you get caught when
Okay.
you go look.
Sneaky.
Okay, I'm gonna run a stealth check.
I will say though, I'm
Good.
probably still coughing from my injury, so I'm trying to be quiet. I'm covering my mouth. I'm still coughing.
I think you guys are
I gotta-
far enough away right now that like you can make a little noise and you'll be okay.
True.
But
I got a
I
16
just
for
stand
stealth.
there and that's
okay,
it.
Total.
1 sec. I just gotta take a
scared.
look, say at something. Don't
Oh,
mind
I'm
me.
shy.
Don't mind me. I'm just a quiet.
Okay,
quiet
so
Hey guys,
you
I can
you
see
can
my
get
house
right.
from here.
You can sneak right up there.
Okay.
And then whatever it is does not notice you. You are a stealthy
Okay.
mofo.
So I run my investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, what
I
if
got a
it's that
total of
goblin
14.
that ran
Okay,
away from
so
us?
you peek through some of the
Ah.
crumble stone and you see a tiny, like emaciated, dirty little goblin child, like
Oh.
rummaging through this house. Just rummaging, just looking around. That's what they're doing.
Brad is
Aw.
on site.
No. Don't turn into goblins.
Okay,
Slayer.
so I back up
hmm
quietly, still with my sneaking, and I go back to the party to relay that it's not a threat and that we still need to find the actual location of the goblins.
Can I help said goblin since I know about it?
You can try. Would you like to go up to the
Can-
house?
Yes.
Roll a stealth check.
A stealth. Oh fuck!
hmm
But you said there wasn't danger.
There's not danger, but it can still hear you coming.
But I want to help it. I'm not gonna hurt
He
it.
doesn't know that.
God damn it.
Wait, I wanna go with Shay because I can speak goblin,
No.
and if this thing speaks to Shay, then they're not gonna what the fuck they're saying.
Instead of stealth, can I do a persuasion to convince him to let me help it?
You're gonna have to get close enough first.
God damn it!
I'm
I'll
I'm
do
going
a-
either way too.
I'll do a stealth roll.
All right, so you're both gonna stealth over there.
I got a
Yeah.
3. I got -1 stealth. Don't.
Okay, what did Thalim get?
6.
Okay, so you just kind of stomp your way over there, and like
I'm
Luce
sorry.
just like looks on in horror as you two try to do what Luce
I'm
did.
sorry.
And as you stomp over there, you hear the goblin like drop something as it hears the noise, and it whirls around and it peeks out its head, squeaks in fear, and then cowers back into the house.
Can
Can
I
I-
persuade it now?
You
Well,
can
I mean-
you can try do a
You
persuasion.
need to let me
Persuade it.
persuade it because I
No,
speak
I
with
say
goblin.
you translate. Without words.
Okay.
Yeah.
If they're my word. Okay, I persuade.
that.
I do the
Can I just
persuasion.
fucking shoot this?
I roll. No, stop! I got a 21.
A 21.
Persuade.
So you
Persuade.
tell Thalim like, "Hey, we're not gonna hurt you." And in addition to for Thalim saying that, you through your like gesture and your tone of voice and your facial expression, you let it know that you're being gentle. And this poor little goblin's like in the corner, like shaking pretty profusely, and it looks at you with these big hungry
Big ol'
eyes,
eyes.
big ol' eyes,
Pull out my gun.
and it stops shaking a little bit, but it's still extremely wary of you guys being there.
Can I offer it part of my provision?
Sure. As you hold
Do I have
out.
to roll something?
No, you just hold it out,
Yay!
and it looks at you. It looks at the food in your hand, It looks at Thalim. It looks at all of the weapons strapped all over Thalim's body. And eventually, the intense feeling of hunger wins it over, and it slowly creeps towards you, snatches the food, and backs up a few steps and starts just wolfing it down.
Oh.
I want a group huddle real quick with the party.
No.
Okay.
Because someone needs to be fucking real here. This is a goblin, okay? These motherfuckers just shot at us. Don't matter if it's a baby, they'll grow up and shoot other carriages. We need to do something about it.
No.
No!
And
So, Thalim, do you go back to the other two to let them know what's going on?
Yeah, I want a group huddle, and I'm gonna tell them that.
Shay,
Can
do you
we-
leave
can
the
we,
gobbo, or are you staying with the gobbo?
I stay with Babo.
Okay.
Okay,
squat
do we...
Sit
I'm gonna
far
knife
from it.
this goblin in front of you, I swear to God.
Can one of us, like, run a perception to see if, like... Or, like, a history check or something to see if the goblin, like, is in some way affiliated with the goblins that hurt us?
You can do an insight check for that.
What's the best insight?
What? What was the question?
Who has the best insight? I have +4.
Yeah, but you're over by the goblin, so you can't help us.
I
technically.
have
but I
Well,
can
you
look
could.
at
You'd
it.
have to go close to the goblin to insight. Like insight is like a vibe. It's
Oh,
like a vibe
okay,
check.
Can I roll for insight then?
Yeah.
Since I'm with Babo?
Yeah.
Okay, I roll. I got 16.
So this gobbo, one
Gabo.
very small, is clearly terrified. It is more concerned with just surviving than anything else. It looks filthy. It looks like it's been through a lot, and
I know.
it is completely helpless. This goblin's not a threat.
Can we adopt the goblin?
You can ask. You can try.
Can I persuade?
What do you
Can I
Wait,
persuade it to let me like? pick
who has
up?
the highest persuasion?
I have +7.
You have +7 to
Oh my
persuasion.
god, fucking go for it, dude.
This goblin is gonna
I'm
get
rolling.
killed, I swear.
Oh, no.
Roll with advantage because you gave it food.
What does that mean?
You roll a second time.
Wait,
And
reroll.
take whatever's higher.
Okay, 19 was highest.
Okay. So, how would you like to persuade this goblin? What do you want to say to it?
I can't speak goblin.
Can I just like gently hold out my hand to it and console it through like body language?
Yeah. So it finishes its food. It's got a little crumblies on its face, and it even like makes sure to like lick those up and push them into its mouth. It's not wasting any crumb.
Aw.
You don't know the last time this goblin's eaten. It looks at you.
Even though half my food's gone.
Yeah. It looks at you, and it now recognizes you as the nice lady with big pretty hair who gives food. So it slowly stands up, and it kind of waddles towards you, and even though it's leaning backwards, it reaches out a hand gently, and like with its tiny little dirty fingers, just grabs onto one of your fingers.
Oh.
Can I like lead it back to the group and show him it's safe?
Yeah. Lead him on
Okay.
back to the group.
I waddle back, but I stick close to Luce, away from Thalim. The baby.
Okay, yeah.
There's gonna be a time where you're gonna fucking need me.
All
That's
right.
all I'm gonna say.
Not yet.
Not you. Alright, you bring the
Not
goblin
you.
over. What you
Now
going
we
to
have a goblin.
I just want to
Oh.
say too, I want to remind everyone that out of all of us, I'm the only one that can speak goblin.
Yeah.
Can I gently pick up
Well then,
baby?
fucking
like,
be
baby?
nice.
You can try to pick it up.
Should I roll like animal handling?
I don't know if that's like racist.
Exactly. I don't know.
I mean, I would almost say persuasion, whereas like you
Yeah,
would like kind of gently
physical
gesture to it to ask
persuasion.
to pick it up.
Yeah,
Should
do
I
that.
do it again?
Yeah, do
Okay.
another persuasion, see
I
if
do
it'll let you pick it up.
Oh, I got 8.
You start lifting it up, and this startles it. Might awaken some past oopsie doodles, and it shakes
Oh.
and like steps back and kind of takes a step
Aw.
away from you.
No! Undo! Okay, well, I will stay close and just
Okay.
squat near it. So it knows it's safe.
Seems to relax.
Can
a little
I
bit.
can I talk to it and say it's okay? I guess.
kill you.
Okay.
Be nice
so
to my baby.
you,
I speak.
you
Would
tell.
Would that
Persuasion?
give him like
Go
a
for-
modifier or like a bonus to persuasion?
being able to speak the language.
Yeah.
I'd say you don't even have to roll for it. I'd say it reacts nicely and like a little bit surprised that you speak Goblin, and it looks at you, and it with its big ol' eyes, and it says, "It's not okay. They took everyone."
What?
Oh.
Can I ask who took everyone?
Relay. Can you relay the information?
No,
back
I'm having
so
a
that-
conversation with this goblin first. We are speaking.
So the little goblin looks at you,
Of course I.
and
Let me
it
finish.
shuffles its feet, and it says, "One night the kobolds, they just rushed in to our village, and they started taking goblins, and they started killing the ones that didn't want to go. And since I was so small, I just slid under some tree roots, and I waited till it was all over. But there's no one left, so I've been picking through our houses and trying to find food, but there isn't any left anymore. I don't know where to go."
Is that why all the shrubs were empty?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I keep it.
I stand by what I say.
So
this is
wait,
goblin.
do we as a party know about the kobold in the trees, or does only Thalim know that?
If Thalim told you, you know it.
Did Thalim tell us?
I
Thalim.
told you.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, you're aware of the kobold, but you don't know what
Okay.
Thalim just said to the goblin because they were speaking.
But
in
I also
goblin.
wanna ask it before.
Mhm.
I said, does he know or do they know where this kobold camp or whatever is?
So he looks at, there's like a overgrown stone road very similar to the stone that makes up this crude village, and he points at that and he said, "They usually use this road. I see them coming and going, so I hide whenever they get close or when I hear them, but I don't know exactly where they go. I don't want to follow them. Whenever I see them, I just hide, but they come
And
from that
then-
road."
My last question to them is, do they travel at morning or night?
Oh,
He looks at the road again and looks back at you, and he says, "They usually leave at night and they'll be gone all day. And when they come back, sometimes they have carts, or they have boxes full of stuff, or they have people. And I just hope that they're gonna drop something, just a snack or anything, but they usually don't."
Okay, so I'm gonna give him a piece of bread or something that I have on my person.
oh,
And then say, go back over by Shade.
He nods at you aggressively and starts chomping on the bread, and walks over to Chey and just stands right in her shadow and just keeps nomming the bread.
yeah, you
Okay,
baby.
now I'll relay all the stuff that the goblin told me back to the group.
Okay.
Can I do a history check for this specific area to see, like, possibly how big this camp is, and if we can handle it or not, or if we need to figure out something else?
Yes, you may.
Wait, what time of day is it?
It's like midday, so probably like
Okay.
maybe like
Oh,
1
my
o'clock ish.
dice fell.
No, no.
I'm gonna re-roll, even though
Yes.
it was a nice number.
I mean, you can. It's okay if you want to keep it.
See anything?
I mean, can I keep it?
Yeah, you can keep it.
19.
Should I do
Yeah.
it?
So you know that that road, you've seen maps. You've seen older maps of when the dwarven civilization was further west in the mountain range that juts out into the forest. And you know there were entrances when the dwarves were more open, entrances into their tunnels. It's not an easy way to get through there, but there are, what's the word I'm thinking of? Like checkpoints for people who aren't dwarves to like go and like chill. So these would be places where they would trade and just like have troops to protect the area. So there are outposts, yes. So you know that at this type of mountain range, there are a bunch of abandoned outposts that connect to tunnels that go deeper into the dwarven civilization. So you know that this road, you recognize that it leads to one of those outer dwarven outposts. But you also know that they've been abandoned, and you haven't really heard of kobolds or goblins living in there. Looking at the stone around you, you know that they must be taking stone from it, but not to your knowledge, you haven't ever really heard of them staying within those outposts.
Okay, so I relay that knowledge and information to the rest of the party and say that there are outposts here that the dwarves used to use to sell and trade with non-dwarven people. And I don't know if they've holed themselves up in these outposts or not, but it seems like they've taken the wood and the rock from these outposts. So going that direction is probably a good idea to finding the carriage driver.
Wait, so this area we're in, is this the goblin place that the kobolds destroyed?
Yes. So it was like a goblin village that they built using wood from the forest and stone they kind of took from the dwarven outposts.
Okay, so there's no point in me checking for bullets here, because you mentioned wolves.
Probably no bullets.
Wow.
I
Medical
tell with my knowledge of the dwarven outposts, I tell Thalim that the possibility of bullets being within these outposts is possible, but since dwarves were the only ones who really used guns, we would have to go deeper for you to be able to find a lot of those remnants. But there could still be some depending on what happened and stuff like that, but they might be hard to find.
Would there be any chance of books on how to make bullets?
Not in this village, I'll tell you that.
I mean, if we're gonna go into the dwarven like things,
Could I like possibly have that knowledge with being like a high elf and like living in like close to like the tree and stuff like that and having to deal with dwarves like in the beginning of my life?
I would say you would know of bullet making. Maybe you've seen it in books before, but you don't have the experience doing it yourself. So you know of bullet making. You're like kind of familiar with the process, but not well enough to do it yourself or to accurately explain it to another person.
So it's like, could I just have like a random ass book in my bag and be like, here?
And even I would say even then, like the elves are aware of dwarven culture and they're aware of some of their techniques, but the elves themselves wouldn't have direct access to that knowledge. The dwarves would keep their best techniques within their bloodline, within their culture. And the stuff that they would share with the elves still wouldn't have a lot of the resources and tools to be able to develop that skill.
Okay.
Luce, I might need you down the line.
Can
We're
I,
gonna kidnap a dwarf.
please, do a medical check on
Give me
the
my
goblin
money,
child?
pay me for my
Yeah,
services.
check the little
Like,
goblin.
mostly to see like
Fucking pickpocket you, I swear to
if
God.
he's okay
Wow.
and like how long ago did they leave him or like why.
Mhm.
I do it. Where's my check? There it is. Reroll. Hello? There it is. Oh, I got an 8.
An 8. So you see
Yeah.
that the goblin's dirty. Like its ribs are poking through. It like looks pretty emaciated. It's not having a good time. Its little belly's now like kind of swollen from the bread and the ration you gave it. It doesn't have any physical like wounds or anything or bruises. It's like a little scratched up, but just normal scratches you'd get from like running through the underbrush for a long time. So he's stable. He's okay.
Okay. Can I request a very short break? I have to pee really bad.
Yeah, go to Tinkletown.
I'll be right back.
Like, as you're trying to update the HP because it doesn't carry over because I don't know how to use Roll20. Surprise.
Wait, where?
What? I just have to. So Chey has 7. I was just making sure that remembering because I did.
Now I have to pee. So.
Everyone pee.
Yeah, actually,
go
I'm gonna go pee too.
Go pee. I drink.
Small intermission.
Intermission.
I'm gonna clean my gun.
Oh my god. Can't believe you've done that. Speak now, forever hold your pee. Do a pee-pee check. You have 11. I heard you have a gun. Is that true?
No. Whoever told you is a liar.
You reveal it's like a fake gun that just had like the flag pops out that says bang.
It's a wood carving of a gun.
It's a wood. It's a vibe only. There's a fly in my wine.
Oh, it's one
I'm
of the. Do
still
you remember?
drinking it.
Oh, have you seen those guns? Those like shoot elastic bands.
We get you one for like a distraction only.
Like, I have a gun.
I have a
torture
gun.
purposes. I have a gun, Frankie. Going, where's my choice?
Where's my Eldritch Blast?
I'm back.
Hello.
I heard Eldritch Blast.
Yeah. Dale was going, where's my choice? I said, where's my Eldritch Blast? Remember when my greatest fear was killing you guys and I rolled 2 nat 20s?
And left me on 1
We
HP.
did it though.
Yeah, but you're okay now.
Everyone's okay. Nothing bad will happen ever again.
That
You
was
were
like...
like-
low health though, right?
No, he's alive.
No, you Thalim's 11 because you got medicined
Okay.
Twice.
twice. A lot of
Yeah.
medicine.
Ryan, I'm gonna DM you something that I like just thought about while going to pee.
Yeah.
I should probably change the bandages and everything too.
I mean, it's only been like a few minutes. I think you're okay.
No,
If you want to.
a fucking a fucking wound like that would probably be.
I mean, you have armor,
more.
so it didn't go like. You almost passed out, but like you held on.
It didn't like go into your heart. It
Yeah,
like,
it's
know,
just,
went
like-
into, like an inch or two of flesh.
It
you
like
know?
tickled your
nothing too
heart. It just
crazy.
gave a little
Yeah.
coochie to your heart.
1 HP. Jesus Christ.
Well,
Imagine if that goblin had aim assist.
I mean, it critted.
Natural 20.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Ducky!
I mean, do you want me to check your bandages? Because
No, I
like
think-
that's because that's a big wound, and like, can I like just like see that like blood is starting to come through it, and like,
Yeah, I
say
mean
that,
he's
like, I
still
need to
missing a
check
few
his
HP,
bandage.
so he's not 100%. So yeah, you can
Help.
ask him. You can get some bodily consent.
Joe's got some syringes.
Stop.
I need a medkit.
Someone drop me some syringes real quick.
So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do this human?
so I'm going to like do like Well, first off, so I'm gonna ask Thalim like,
Thalim, get
can
over here.
can I change your bandages? You're starting to bleed through them.
I have
And
a
I-
gun. Yeah, go on.
I ask so nervously.
Oh.
I just nod my head.
Okay, do I need to roll a medicine check?
I'd say since you're changing bandages, you've done this so many times. I say you're good. You can just, what was it? We said 12 we rolled for healing the medicine.
Yeah, a d12.
D12.
That was because the first time because I rolled like an 18 to convince him to sit sit the fuck down and let me.
That's true. So should we do a
Let me
small?
match
We
his
can do we'll do a 6. Is that
Okay.
a 6? Oh, I'm rolling so good today. So
Oh my god, let's go.
Yeah, let's
You-
not
with
do
your-
that with damage rolls on us though.
with your
Yeah.
with your dexterous medicine-y hands, you quickly like change out the bandages, patch them up. The clean bandages feel great. Tied the perfect, like it's not too tight, not too loose. Barely feels any pain anymore. Oh my god,
Oh my.
do kinds. Oh my god, I'll have to do all these tomorrow. I can't believe you do this. I can't believe you do this. Your max HP is 13, right?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know how to use Roll20. Don't look at me. Okay, good. You're full health.
Pog.
Remind me to do all these things tomorrow. I mean, I do gay crimes every day, but the Zeo crystals just can go through.
How
my
dare you
history.
charge the blue? When I charge the red.
You charged your gun?
I pulled out my gun multiple times now.
Oh
Yes,
my
yes, you did.
god.
Yes.
I'm
you
gonna
did.
take that fucking goblin from you, man.
That's
I swear to God.
inappropriate. I don't care about the goblin.
You heard what Frankie said.
Oh my god.
Goblin bait.
Hey, love, the
Does-
goblin likes me
does-
more than you, okay?
No. Goblin
Does
like
the
me
does the
well.
party all like know that like my character is bard? Like, did I say that earlier?
Yes.
Yeah, because you
Okay.
have your loot.
Yeah, I'd assume
That's
you
true,
like
yeah.
you introduced yourselves to each other like very briefly before you set off. Like Gustav
Right,
like
I'm
hired you
trying
guys
that.
all separately, and then you met up to get in the carts to go for the job. So you
Literally
like
would have went
you
Thalim, Ranger.
yeah yeah that's what you guys did, and then you hopped in the carts.
Luce warlock. Everyone's like, oh no.
Yeah, Luce just like hopped up in the driver's seat of the
Wait,
second cart. Is like,
wait,
I'm driving this
Wait, I just realized something.
one.
Yeah.
Does Crow speak like common tongue, or does he speak dragon?
I
to you.
think doesn't Crow communicate like telepathically?
Yeah,
Is
she
that-
she
yeah.
like speaks to me in my brain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another baby.
Can they
Wait,
speak like
could-
normally?
Yeah, could
Can
she
I-
speak
can I-
Sick
I
Water?
don't know. Let's look.
Can I talk to it? I
You-
want to talk to the dragon.
Let's see. Let's look. Pseudodragon. Languages understands common and draconic but can't speak them.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I think we talked about that before. Like they can't speak.
Yeah.
Pseudodragons like can't speak. They're not like smart enough.
They're
or
Gwen
something.
Stefani and No Doubt.
Yeah.
Don't speak.
So she can't speak, but she can understand you.
Yes.
Well, I mean, she can understand me
She can understand.
because I
everything.
can speak common.
She knows
so-
what y'all are saying.
She knows words. She's not dumb. She just can't speak them back.
She doesn't have the parts. She makes.
Wait,
nice
so
little
I
cute
know
noises.
Frankie asked earlier, but what time of day is it?
It's like 1.
Did
1
we
p.m.
did the carriage driver tell us like what time we needed to be at this festival?
So I was gonna have the festival start whenever the heck you got there. Gonna be honest.
If we can keep it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
okay.
festival will have the festival takes the summer equinox is whenever you fucking get to the
Okay,
the town.
sick.
So take your
Okay,
time.
cool.
Okay.
She
Okay,
doesn't
so
have
where did we leave off on? We know that it's
I
at this
just
outpost.
I just
The
explained
goblin
the outposts
baby
and everything
explained
like
where
that.
everything was.
Okay.
I'm just squatting next to the goblin and reassuring.
And
Wait, how is there just like one like big group of dwarves, or are there multiple?
So there was, I assume like you would have learned this like in Elfland because like the dwarves had so much shit. So you have the deal on the dwarves.
This
So
is
the-
basic middle school.
The
knowledge.
dwarven, so like on the map, there's a mountain range in the east that goes like vertically, and there's like a chunk that sticks out to the west. They used to inhabit the like chunk that sticks out into the forest, but as the elves like pushed eastward with their trees, and they had like some internal problems, the dwarves ended up getting moved further and further east. So they lived in the mountains that were within the forest, but they ended up moving eastward out of that mountain range. So
But like with the dwarves, like there wasn't like a specific type of like dwarven settlement here, like say like people who were better classed in like other areas and stuff like that I have knowledge of that we may or may not need to be worried about.
God, I'm so sorry.
no, like there was like some dwarven soldiers that would like just station to like keep an eye on stuff, but it was like a place where they would ship out resources and take in resources, or like get out into the world or come back, or like speak to like if an higher up elf had to come and speak with a higher up dwarf, they could meet in the outpost, as opposed to the dwarves having to go out into the forest or the elves having to go deeper underground. So this was like the before you go in area like these mountains have. Like there will be like
So it was
abandoned
like
towns in there, but
it was like a common ground for
yeah.
people, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because like I just thought about it and I was like, what if there's dwarven traps here?
Oh God.
It's been a
Like
long
those are gonna be way worse than all the rest.
yeah, it's
Dwarven
been a
Dungeons
pretty
Dragons.
long time.
Yeah.
I think we should try and find this kobold camp. Because the goblin said they normally leave for the day and come back at night. So they'd probably be like
Yeah.
less guarded or whatever.
True. So it
Yeah.
probably only has the people that took our driver, realistically.
And the kobold is having fun with goblins, getting people to get them to ambush people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we should go immediately. We shouldn't
I
wait.
think
Yeah,
we
we
should
should
I think
go.
we should I think we should go.
Okay.
Wait, the
Agree
question
to
is. The
go.
question is.
Only if the baby comes.
I was about to say, should we leave the baby
No.
there with some supplies just in
No.
case they get injured in
Yes.
the fight?
We should
I-
hide them in one of the
I-
houses.
I
Can-
really think that we should keep them here because there's the
Can
possibility
you-
that they will freak out.
Yeah, like what if the goblin gets injured while we're trying to fight the other
I
goblins in the
carry
kobold?
goblin.
Oh, what if the goblin sees their family in the kobold?
Can-
Kind
Well,
of
can
like dead?
we
Can I-
guarantee?
Hide the
This
goblin
goblin probably
baby
has
on my
like
back
2
in my
HP.
please? Can I hide it in my cloak? On my back, please?
You can
Carry?
ask
Maybe?
it if it's comfortable.
Can I persuasion roll?
Give it. Actually, do a straight up charisma. See
Wait,
how
you
much
asking
this.
me to ask
how
it
do I
if
do
you can hide
Just roll charisma and then add your charisma, whatever your plus is for charisma.
How do I roll for? Oh,
Or
okay,
roll a
never
d20
mind.
and add whatever your
just a
charisma.
I got a
Yeah.
19,
A 19. Okay.
14 plus 5.
So this goblin, after spending some time with you, you fed it. You tried to
You
pick it
pussy.
up and it wasn't totally
Information
about
about
that,
trash.
but this time you like extend your arms as opposed to just like snatching it and picking it up. You extend your arms and let it like kind of waddle back over to you, and it raises its arms in consent, and you just pick it up, whip it around,
Tuck
and
it into
plop
my
it on
cloak.
tuck it in your cloak, and it just kind of like snuggles up, and it falls asleep pretty quickly because its
Good.
belly is now full of food, and it
Oh, hi,
just
baby.
like feels safe for the first time in a long time.
Because
It's
it
just
will
a
have
fuck you,
information on traps and stuff.
Don't
This
hurt
is
this
so
baby.
stupid. Wait, if you get
Okay.
attacked,
We protect the baby.
no, if May gets attacked, there's a chance that goblin will die either way.
Yeah, because like I
So
said, it probably has like
we
2
protect
HP.
Shay.
No, I'll cry.
Bro, we can't protect Shay if it's a sneak attack. If these kobolds
Well,
come back
wait,
early
what
or something, we could be fucked too.
What does the
Truly.
goblin want to do? Or is the goblin, do you think, too young to really like understand the danger?
Well, I feel like
But
if
it would
we
be dangerous to
I
leave
feel like
him.
if we explain the situation to the goblin and the rest of its family was taken, and like some of its
I'm the
family
family now.
was taken, then I feel like we should just kind of keep quiet to the goblin and just pray that he doesn't die.
I think this is a terrible idea.
I'm not saying
everything
that it's a good idea. Like I would prefer to leave him here.
No.
But if it helps Shay's obviously very questionable mental state, I would prefer us
That's a
take the
valid
goblin.
point.
Because
Shay
the thing,
helps
too, is
anything
if-
that needs
well,
it.
And two,
Even
if
goblins
Shay
are
is
sexy.
too worried about the baby goblin back here, is she going to be able to help us?
I'm about to
True.
go full Rick Grimes on this goblin.
Oh my
No.
god.
It is just Shay's nature to help anything that needs it.
Okay, so
Next, who's not leaving babies behind in the fucking woods?
does the goblin have any attack abilities?
This is like a toddler.
Okay.
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 Like
it needs
it's
stuff.
it's a goblin toddler,
As a
so
baby.
it's like not very large at all. Like goblins are like 3-ish feet at full.
Okay.
Can it steal stuff from me?
You can
Can I
you can teach it to. Like this is a toddler. Like you'd have to teach it shit.
Luce? Dude.
Bro, you better have given Frankie that goblin to teach you to steal. Jeez.
I'm
You got deception and everything.
A pseudodragon, okay?
Luce is the new daddy.
It's just to teach it. God, I'm not saying keep it. God.
But
I keep it.
As the goblin sleeps,
Okay.
you see like a big nose bubble just like going in and out.
I'm fine with that.
Okay,
I
so
can
we
live with it.
agree to take the goblin.
That
We
is a
just have to
terrible
keep-
idea.
I
could
agree
have
that it's a
information.
terrible idea.
yeah, I think we all agree except for Shay that it's a terrible idea that we're taking the goblin.
But we just have to keep that in mind and make sure that Shay especially gets extra protection in battle.
I should.
She should anyway. She's your healer. But
True, exactly, but especially more so than
you hear a divine voice from the heavens say, "She's your healer."
Peel for your healer.
You peel for heals.
Ryan, can I set a trap in the middle of the town?
Do you have stuff to set a trap?
Wait.
Well, I have.
Can we go back to the carriages and use it as bait?
No, I mean
I
I've
have
got
time to
some.
do that.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I know.
You're
I
like a
just-
half hour away from the carriages. You could go back.
I don't want to go
I don't
back
think
to
we
the
have time.
carriages.
I think we need to go directly to this outpost.
I just want to
Yeah.
make a noise trap in case the kobolds come back early or something,
Oh,
because they would
okay.
check it.
Okay, make a. What am I looking for? Make a.
It's just something like loud.
I'd say make a survival check. Like how good are you at making
Oh.
traps out of the shit you can find in the forest?
Let's find out. 10.
All right, so you fashion like. What kind of trap do you want to make?
It's just something that'll make a noise that'll alert us.
So you with the 10, you like kind of stack a bunch of sticks in like an intricate way, like in the middle of the like pathway of this village, and you're just like
scrap metal to bang together.
yeah, you find some like metal shit, some metal goblin shit. They
Yeah.
hoard shit, and you like place
Yeah.
it. You make like a Jenga, like a trash Jenga in the middle of this village, and you're just like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay,
Okay,
now I'm
okay.
ready to
Nice.
go.
Trash
No, but-
And then
Jenga.
Okay.
step on it and set it off.
Okay.
Just so you know.
I swear to God.
So we go to the outpost.
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
We all go
So
together.
you guys start heading to the outpost. You start walking. You get up on this like dwarven stone road that's extremely overgrown. There's grass pushing through the rocks. The rocks are like all crumbly bumbly. As you walk for like another, I could say hour. It's pretty far away, this mountain. And as you're walking, you see a humanoid shape off in the distance. And the humanoid shape notices you, freezes, relaxes, and then starts to wave and walk towards you.
I wave.
You wave back. Okay. You
Yeah, I
wave.
wave back.
You wave. She keeps getting
Aw.
closer.
I wave.
As she gets closer, you
wave.
can see it's a frazzled-looking tabaxi woman.
Oh.
She seems a little shooken up. And when she gets into earshot, she yells, "Travelers! There are hostile goblins in this forest. I was just robbed. I was robbed. They took my cart. They took all my goods. I was on my way to the festival for Tresdale. I was supposed to sell my wares, and they jumped me, and they took everything."
Oh my gosh.
Can I ask her where they went?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she...
Can I
she-
call bullshit?
So she points up the road that you guys are walking up, and she's walking down. So she points up and she said, they took me, they took my cart, and then they grabbed me and they started pulling me with them. And then there was kobolds with them, and the kobolds were like, "We already have one of those." So I don't understand what that meant. They just tossed me aside and continued pulling my cart and left me. And I started running back down the road, and when I couldn't run anymore, I started walking. But I'd lost all my goods. That I was supposed to make so much money for that. I'd spent so long enchanting things. I'm gonna have no money to get through the rest of the month. She's very upset.
She seems really frazzled. Can I roll a persuasion to like get her to calm down?
Yeah.
Do it.
12.
12. So she takes a few breaths. She's glad she got it off her chest, and she looks around at you guys and she sees, you have weapons. You seem like you're competent travelers. And once her breathing gets back to normal, she goes, "Actually, I do have some wares that I still kept." And she pulls open her cloak, and she has a few potions.
What are you buying?
she got it. Tabaxi has wares. She has a few potions in her cloak, and she explains, "This was a bad batch. I wasn't gonna sell them. I thought I could maybe scavenge them and use them to cut in a better potion batch that came out. So these aren't even as good as a normal potion. They'll do like a little bit, but they're pretty bad. So I will offer them to you at a very, very low price of 10 gold each. Hey?
Can I do a medicine check to make sure they're not going to kill us? Before
Yeah, I was about to say, can I do like a history knowledge with
Can we
my
check it?
with my knowledge of alchemy to see like if this is a good idea?
Can we
Yeah.
check it?
Which
I also
Go
want
on.
to check
I-
if she
I'm gonna
has-
roll a medicine.
Okay, roll a
Oh, I
medicine
got
check.
8.
8.
I want to check
What
if
am I
she has any
rolling?
like visible cuts or anything.
Okay.
I'm
Because
rolling
she got
ahead.
attacked by goblins. I mean,
Hello,
we got
ma'am?
fucking shot.
Yeah.
I
Wait,
want to
can
see
I-
if she's got damage or anything.
Suspicious.
Can I ask her like a few questions first?
Let's go. So we're gonna go in order. Alright, I feel like I'm at work with the children. So we're gonna go in order. So Chey was doing a medicine check first, and then
I got 8.
Dale spoke next.
Yes.
What did you checked for you want to
For
do
visible, like injuries.
like just a perception, just like look.
Yeah.
So you're gonna do a perception check, and then Laith, you're gonna have a few questions for her.
Yeah, a few questions and then possibly a history check afterwards.
Okay. So Chey,
History / medicine. I'm not sure which one you'll have me roll for.
Okay. So Chey looks at the potions, and they look fine from what you can see. The way they move in her cloak looks normal. The color looks correct. So visually, they look like potions. And Thalim, you want to do a quick perception check?
It is a nat 20.
Oh, a nat 20. So she seems pretty okay. Her clothes, her traveling clothes are like covered in leaves and crap. There's dirt on the hem because she's been walking. Her fur is like matted with sweat. She has like a nice look in her eyes. Like even though she was scared, now that feels safe, she has snapped into her like businesswoman. Like she code switched into like business now that she's like trying to scavenge any amount of money she can get.
But she has no like visible injuries or anything.
No visible injuries. She seemed like she was just like dragged around. Like looks like she like rolled around in a bush for a little bit and then that was it.
Can I pull Luce to the side as well and have a small talk?
Yeah, you take Luce to the side for now while Laith is gonna question this Tabaxi woman.
Okay,
I just stand.
the first question I ask her is how long she's been studying like alchemy and the process of making potions for.
Oh, so she throws her hands up. She's like, "Oh, I've been studying for a while. I started with some books from Tresdale. I was able to buy some. I think they were stolen from elves." She notices your ears and like chuckles a little bit. And she said, "I combine that knowledge with some of the Tabaxi healers from the Oasis down in what is the name of the city? Hold on." The southern city in the desert whose name I forget, but I named. So she's like, I've been doing this for around like 20, 30 years maybe. Officially, unofficially, I've been selling all over. I usually sell in the desert to travelers. I go around to small towns bringing shipments. I don't usually have bad batches, but you know, I was trying to rush one last batch before the summer equinox festival, which I guess I'm not going to make it to, so fuck that.
What kinds of potions are these?
So I do healing potions mostly. Those are very popular with travelers. I've also made a few hallucinogenics, but they took those, so don't get excited. I've done some small enchantments. She shows you an amulet around her neck, and she says, "This was an enchantment I've been working on. It's not perfect yet. Don't know how long it'll hold up. An Amulet of Mist lets you move through narrow walls. You know, phase right through them like you're made of mist. Pretty exciting, huh?
Phase running?
Phase running, she
Phasing?
says, and she gives you a wink, and she says, "Gamers." And she says, "You know, this enchantment I'm still working on. It's not perfect yet. Can't guarantee how great it'll be forever, but you know, 15 gold for you. I need to feed my family for the rest of the month because I just got robbed and I don't have insurance."
Can I ask her to take a closer look at one of the potions of her
Sure,
choice? She can
sure.
give me any one that she wants. I just want to look at it and either roll a history or
Of course.
medicine check.
She takes all. She only has 4. She takes all 4 out of the strap in her cloak, and she hands them all to you and says, "Look at them, smell them, dab a little on your finger and taste it. Do whatever you got. I'm an honest businesswoman. Do whatever you need to. Do whatever you need to."
I have no trust of this woman. I think to myself in my head. So for me to see if these are like whether they're like literally just like normal alchemical ingredients that do literally nothing, or like they actually have like some properties that could possibly backfire. Do you want me to roll a medicine check or a history check?
Whichever one you would prefer. I'll let you choose.
History. It's plus
History?
4.
Go for history then.
Oh, nat 20.
Nat 20!
Oh!
You have read so many books in Laith here that you know exactly what a potion should look like, what it should taste like, what it should feel like, what it should smell like. You check all 4 of them, and you are pretty freaking positive these are potions, weak potions, but potions nonetheless, around, if you could guess in a metagamey type of way, 1d4 plus 1 healing. Baby potions. Fucked up batch, but
baby.
still potions.
Fucked up.
Okay, have Thalim and Luce come back to like our little area.
They need to have their conversation. They need to have their conversation. Do you need
They
to...
have their combo.
Okay.
Well,
I'm just vibing.
after they're done talking,
Mm-hmm.
I want to relay the information back to them.
Cool. So, Luce and
Okay, what you
Thalim,
want?
you have your
What
conversation.
you want?
We regroup.
What
I
you
wanna
want?
ask Luce what they think of this woman in particular,
Hmm.
and about
Can you
the
guys
not
can you
seeing
guys
any
have heard
injuries.
Can you guys have heard my conversation with her? Were you guys close enough to hear?
This
No,
woman's
this
loud.
is a private conversation.
This tabaxi woman's loud. She is a businesswoman. She was born to do this. She enunciated. She projected. You heard her.
She's fucking loud.
She's fucking
should
loud.
Well, they didn't hear me because
Yeah.
Laith is very soft spoken.
Yeah,
by the way.
you heard her answer,
Okay.
not Laith's questions.
So
Okay, what are
my
the questions?
thing to Luce is I don't trust this woman. Being she hasn't got no visible injuries. Because she said she got attacked by goblins, and I said, you saw what happened to us, and what do you think we should do?
Hmm.
I don't know.
Because I see, obviously, I respect Luce a little more for trying to intimidate me at the start, bitch.
Can we run an insight check on her?
You sure can.
Ooh, shit.
Which one of us has the better insight?
Should
Are we allowed
both
to ask
do 'em?
that, or is that like
You can. I think that's fine.
okay?
Like you,
I mean,
like.
all of our
I got a
character
plus
sheets are
nine
visible
insight.
to
This
each
is
other.
probably
too,
you.
So
I mean,
have
I'd
plus
say
two.
the warlock.
This is only you.
probably.
It's
Okay,
probably
I'm gonna-
best
I'm
why I
gonna-
Do
fucking
you-
asked you.
Take even non-metagaming, even in character, like Luce has seen that Thalim just takes out his gun randomly and waves it around. So who do you think's better at
Yeah.
social
Then how
interaction?
about
I'm I'm gonna roll for insight.
All right, what you got?
A 7 total.
A 7.
Oh, you fucked up.
So
Fuck,
you
dude.
with adding.
Yes.
Okay, you remember you guys have a what's it called? You have fuck.
Oh, an
what's it-
inspiration?
You have inspiration. if
Okay.
you
So can I
wanna
try
use- Yeah,
again?
you can
Just
reroll.
see what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see what's popping.
I'm gonna go with the 7.
Oh no!
no.
Okay, so unfortunately, get rid of your inspiration. So you look at this lady. You, from where you've grown up, you know shady business people. You've seen a lot of them. You've seen a lot of sketchy shit. She doesn't check all of the boxes for sketchy business person in your eyes.
Okay.
Can Laith see that they are done like with their conversation and walk over to them?
Can I blindly ignore Luce's thing and do a deception roll myself?
A deception roll?
No,
Insight.
Insight? Yeah,
Insight.
go for it.
Yeah. Okay, I got a 15.
Okay,
Okay. Okay. Go.
this lady seems pretty trustworthy. Like you've
And then I
had
pull out my gun.
you've had scuffles. You've been in political disagreements probably. Like this is a businesswoman. Like she's like the equivalent of like a car salesman where like you never trust any of them, but she's like the nicer version of car salesman.
Okay.
She's trying to make as much money as she can with what she has in her situation. You notice like a little bit of desperation behind her eyes, even though she's trying to come off as like confident and like savvy with her goods.
Okay.
And
So
Hey, Bruce, you gonna
can I have
intimidate this
noticed?
bitch?
Can I have noticed that in my conversation with her as well?
Yeah, I'd say you'd notice that because you were like up in her grill.
Okay.
Girl.
Yeah.
So, I would probably respond and say that I don't think there's anything like super shady going on or anything.
Mm.
But obviously, you never trust like somebody that's trying to, or their only motivation is to sell you something. So,
And
They're-
she overhears you and says, "Oh, are you a little hesitant about this?" She pops the cork off one of the potions and chugs it like a shot.
man.
And she smiles at you, bows, and lets the vial slip out of her hand and just smash on the dwarven stone. And she says, "See?"
okay.
So
Okay. So
in-
now we only have
in-
3 potions to choose from.
And she goes,
in,
"Oh fuck."
in this time frame, uh, in this time frame, I walk over to Thalim and Luce, and I go. I tell them, I was like, she let me smell the potions and everything. There's nothing wrong with them. She's right. They're just a bad batch, but they're not gonna do much. And I whisper this to them, and I whisper to them, I go, I don't think it's worth the money.
She pushes in
Okay.
front of you and she goes, "Look, look, 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 look." And she points at like a narrow little cut on her forehead that just gets slightly less narrow. And she goes, "See? Bad batch, but
See?
it's a potion. It's a potion. 10 gold. 10 gold. 9 gold.
I kinda-
9 gold.
10 gold each or for all?
10 gold each. 9 gold each. For the 3 that are left. There's
So
not
I look at her, and obviously
all
she
health
notices
They
my
Okay.
my elven ears, and I look at her and I say, if I had the ingredients right now, I could make health potions way worth more than that. They're not worth 9
and
gold.
she leans into you and she says, "But you don't." And she smiles and she bats her eyes.
Can I try to
Can I roll
persuade her to
persuasion?
lower the
Yeah, I was
price?
about to say, can I roll persuasion to lower the price?
Go for
Like,
it.
can I explain to her what happened to us and try to persuade her?
Yeah, why don't you pick one of you to roll, and then one of you just roll with
Nice.
advantage, because you're both...
Oh, you know if you guys fuck up, I'm rolling intimidation on
Well,
you.
I have +7 persuasion.
Hey, I can do that
I'm-
too.
I'm
I
pulling
have-
out this gun.
I have. Do you want us both to roll persuasion? I have +4.
You have +4. What does Shey have for persuasion?
+7.
So how
And-
about Shey rolls
Wait,
with
so is-
advantage, because you're both having the conversation?
Is
that-
Well,
the
I
persuasion?
just
Is
rolled
the
a nat
persuasion
20.
like the? Okay, never mind.
So it's 27.
So the Tabaxi woman hears about this whole ordeal, and she goes, "Oh my god.
Like,
Oh my god." She goes, "I'm a businesswoman. I'm not an asshole. You're trying to save someone's life. And I'm here. We're haggling. 8 gold each.
Wait.
Eight?
8?
8? 7? 7? She says, "Look at 7?"
So actually, I have like a game rule question.
Mhm.
Is so if I roll persuasion
Mhm.
and my persuasion modifier is +4, do I add +2 to that because of my charisma?
No, you +4 because you have proficiency in wow. That's a lot of peace. You add the 4 because if your
The 4.
if your persuasion is +4, that means you must have proficiency in it, so it's +4 instead of +2.
Okay, got
Like it uses your charisma, so like you get +2 for charisma, +2 for proficiency to total +4.
Okay.
I have a question.
Mhm.
If there was like 2 party members that were to both use the same stat, could we combine them to do the same thing?
In that situation, I'd say you'd pick who, like, helping someone. If you're both good at the thing, you can help each other, and you pick one person to roll, and you just get advantage. So that person would roll twice and pick the higher number.
I
Oh,
was gonna
bitch, we
say
got to
if
intimidate her,
both,
right?
yeah.
I rolled.
Oh,
27.
bitch.
I was gonna say if we both did
I say-
intimidation.
If Frankie rolls for it, I'll just hold my gun out.
Okay, is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
If Frankie rolls for intimidation, I just got my gun and I'm tapping my shoulder with it.
Okay.
All right, roll for intimidation.
I got 23.
Oh God.
oh my
God.
So suddenly her demeanor of like
They looked on and
businesswoman who then was trying to be calm, like takes a step back and she was like, "Oh, okay, so I'm about to be robbed twice in one day." And she reaches her hand to the amulet and says, "Fuck that." And she dissipates into mist
You
and vanishes into the trees. She's fucking gone. She's gone.
Good.
Since
The
I-
only thing that's
since I
left of
have-
her is a pile of broken glass on the
Oh
street.
man.
Oh my
Since
God.
I have like previous like alchemy and stuff like that,
Mhm.
would it be possible for me to have like multiple potions in my inventory since like I've been traveling for so long that I would have multiple, or do I just have one?
Um,
Can I have like 2?
I'll say you have
greedy
2.
bitch.
I'll say you
You-
can
you
have
say,
2.
You say I have 2?
Yeah.
Okay, I pull one out of my bag and just hand it to Thalim and go, "You're gonna need this."
Oh. Okay. And that's a regular potion. That's not the shitty 1d4 plus one that the woman is trying to give. Yeah.
It's just the regular one, yeah.
Yeah.
Since I have like the alchemy like medicine
Yeah.
knowledge stuff.
I'll say like, you can even like. Do you wanna say how much better yours is than that lady's?
Oh, she's right.
Did you
Hey,
say,
Frankie,
did
the
you
same
say
idea
my
as me.
character was right?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
No.
So yeah,
It was Frankie's idea. Okay.
you chased a shady businesswoman into the forest. She already got robbed twice. Hope she has enough money for the rest of the month. That would suck if her children starved. Anyway, what are you guys doing next?
Yeah, you fucking asshole.
I'm gonna shoot her if we see her again. I swear to God.
She's gone. She's running
Glared at the whole party.
Continue going towards the
Disturbingly.
outpost.
towards the outpost. I have to scroll.
Away we go.
I mean, I was just gonna say no. We're not gonna rob her. I just wanted to
I-
lower the prices a bit more.
Stare at you guys. It's a privilege. The whole journey.
As you continue down the main road, you can see a large mountainside looming up before you. It looks like the earth has been carved, so the mountain has an almost completely flat side. Thin rectangular windows are carved into the stone. Spots for torches that look like they haven't been lit in years dot the rock face. As you get closer, you can see a few kobold-shaped faces peeping through the windows as you come closer, and they suddenly dart away back into the darkness of the mountainside. A single colossal door stands in the center of the entrance to this keep, but with no visible hinges. Scattered around the door looks like the broken remnants of stolen wagons. The area several yards from the door is void of trees, or has like dinky little trees, leaving a big empty space with no cover. You guys can hear, faintly at first, a clicking noise, like a chain mechanism being operated. And slowly, extremely slowly, the stone door is beginning to open. From behind the door, you can hear a deep growl. As the door raises about a foot, you can see a pair of filthy, fleshy feet that look like they must belong to a beast at least 10 feet tall.
A beast.
As the door raises up
And
to
beast.
3 feet, you can see a kobold struggling to operate a metal wheel that is turning the chains to lift the door. The wheel seems to have been built for burlier creatures, so it's taking an agonizingly long time for it to get it open. So you guys are going to have several moments before this door actually gets open. What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Can wait. What would I? Can I roll an animal handling to try and figure out what it is?
You would roll a... Would that be animal? I think that'd be more of a nature check to identify.
Hmm. Can I roll that?
Yeah,
Can I-
go
can
for
I do
it. See if you can recognize the Tootsies.
The Tootsies.
The Tootsies.
Oh, I got a 9.
A 9.
I thought that was.
Big. You know it's gonna be big. You know it's gonna be gross. You know it's...
Can I at least recognize if it's dangerous?
It's hostile. Yeah, it's hostile.
Damn it!
Whatever's gonna come out of this door that they're letting out, it's gonna be hostile.
I relay that to the team and back away.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna move the...
Move to the back.
Can I ask-
Set of them.
How
Get
many
out your
kobolds are
gun.
there?
So the kobolds were peering out the windows, waiting for you guys to get here, in case they were followed.
Awesome.
So when they saw you guys, they start opening this door to let this thing out. So the kobolds you can't see any kobolds. The windows are now empty. The only kobold you see is the one operating this lever that's slowly
mechanism.
cranking the door up. That's like further back in the dark. You see the little kobold like very, very stressfully like trying to open this thing while the big beastie's patiently waiting and growling to get out.
Don't like it.
Could I run like an investigation check just to see if there's like any way past?
Do a perception. Do a perception check.
Perception?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I have shit perception. Let's go. A 3.
A 3.
Oh.
You see trees? You see trees around the road and some abandoned carts. Like, you could
Okay.
use those as cover. The space in front of the door is, like, wide open. So, like, you guys have time. You can tell me where you want to stand as this thing opens.
Can I do a I guess like perception check with like my history of the knowledge with my knowledge of the history of the area to see if there's like basically do the same thing Luce did.
Yeah.
And see if there's like any like possibly like secret entrance or something like that. Okay.
That's how.
19.
19.
Ooh.
So you know the dwarves are very, very good at building. If they don't want something to get in or out, it's likely not going to get out. But you know that this place has been abandoned for so long. Looking at the wall, you see that there is weathering on the stone. There are some cracks. You would have to get closer to the mountain to be able to see if there is any like weak points or actual like ways to slip in. The door is like halfway up now. You can see like a tattered, nasty loincloth and a sweaty, grungy belly button.
The mountains on our left or our right?
The mountains are in front of you. So this
In front of us.
this keep is built into
We
the
have to get-
mountain.
We have to get
Okay.
close to this thing.
Can I ask a question like to the party?
Help.
So do we want to try and like fight this thing and like maybe get some like XP from it and stuff like that, or do we want to try and like sneak past it? What's your guys like vibe?
Well, my stealth is kind of dog shit. So,
Yeah.
and I assume Chey and I are not going to be very good
I'm not gonna be able to run very far.
Okay.
at that. But
So we kind of have to fight it.
yeah,
Can I ask? Can I
No.
shoot this chain as it's on this door or not? Would it break? With the
So
bullet?
you would have to shoot past the big hulking creature and either try to like hit the kobold or the chain. It would be like I'd say you'd have to roll at disadvantage to try to hit that. It'd be a really hard shot to hit.
But it's possible.
It's possible. It's
Oh
possible.
god.
What do we think?
Seeing as how I'm not gonna get out of this anyway, do it. Do it. Please. And baby. Do it.
So we've got one, do it.
It will waste a bolt, so it'll waste resources, or a bullet if you want to use the gun.
But we could
The
avoid.
bow has longer range.
True.
is the bow strong enough to break the chain though? If you miss,
I think
the
if I've
kobold?
got to aim for something, it'd be the cobalt, not the chain.
Yeah.
I say do it. I say try and
Too.
shoot it.
Escape.
Okay.
Can I run a history check? Like how far is it still like halfway up, or can we
How
like start to see
old
this
is
I'd
creature
say it's
now?
like part of the way past the tum-tum at this point.
Can
Every time
can
you
I
do a thing,
run-
it's gonna get a little higher.
Can I run a history check to see if I know what this creature is and like how fast it is?
Yeah.
Or a perception.
I think it'd be like nature to know what to identify like the physicalities of this creature and
Nature?
recognize what
Okay.
it is. Yeah.
9.
A 9. So you recognize
Oh my god.
kind of like the skin, and you see the arms and the legs now. So it's either like
Is this a fucking like? Oh, okay. Not character ask. Our characters don't know this. Is this a fucking ogre?
Is it Ryan?
yeah, it might be an ogre, but I'll say okay. So the nature check, I'll give you a little perception as a treat. You see on one of the ankles there's like a chain that's been rubbing the flesh raw, and it's like bloody and like kind of infected. There's a chain dangling. This thing there's cuts and bruises all up in the legs and the stomach. I'll say you've seen these before. You've at least read about them. These are usually like big, hefty things. This one's tummy is much smaller than you've ever seen or heard of.
Oh.
Okay, with that knowledge, if Thalim misses his shot, I believe that we have the ability to take it down.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, I can get to one of the carts quietly
No.
and wait for it to come a little closer to you guys. Frankie could do the spell, and I could slice the ankles of it so it falls, hopefully.
Okay. So do we want to do that then just when the door opens, or do you want to try and go for the top though?
I think the shot's a bit too risky now that I think about it.
Like-
With your
like
spell, you say it's a powerful spell. If I can disable its moving, then we should have an easier time taking it down.
Okay.
Yeah, and then like with my knowledge, like I said, this is much smaller than anything I've ever seen.
Plus,
in
if it's
books
worn
and stuff
from
like
the
that.
chain and stuff, maybe it'd be
It's
easier
already
to
maybe
slice
injured.
through.
Yeah.
I can't attack.
Yeah, so you can all tell me where you want to be as the door fully opens. Like you have time to get into position before.
I want to be
initiating
behind one of the carts so it
Okay.
doesn't see me.
Do you want to be
Okay.
on the
I
left
wanna
or right
be-
side? Do you care?
Left.
Alright, you're gonna go here.
Can I try to climb to a higher vantage point?
Roll
So much
acrobatics.
God damn it! Oh man.
I think I think May and Jenny should just stay there because anything they try to move anything, they're gonna fuck
Can
up.
can I just try to get somewhere safe?
Yeah, you can go like behind a tree. You can go behind a cart. You have like
okay.
a
Do I
few
still have to roll
moments.
acrobatics?
Oh,
You'd only have to
I
roll
am-
acrobatics if you climb a tree. If you're gonna stand
Okay,
behind it,
no,
you don't have
no,
to.
no.
Yeah.
I
I
am going to stay exactly where I am.
Okay.
Can I hide and baby under cart?
Yeah, you want to go under a cart? Which side, right or left?
I don't know.
They wouldn't come by, so I'm gonna attack this
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, go.
Um,
go get the
opposite.
other one.
Okay. You're
Um,
laying
Hide
under a cart.
I
Yeah,
would like
with
to-
and baby.
I would like to go like behind like a hefty tree.
Left or right?
To the right.
And is Crow going with you?
Yes.
Yeah, baby.
So is
I
this
hide.
what you all are doing?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I can't
I'm
really
gonna-
attack. I'm kind
I'm
of.
gonna need
So-
that Frankie
liability.
for the spell as soon
As
as
the-
I go for this.
As
I'll heal if I need.
and I'll say you guys will get the first round of attacks because you are preparing against this
Oh,
thing.
thank God.
Okay. We get preparation phase.
So when the door fully opens, an ogre comes galloping out. It's running
damn it.
Fucking
lopsided as if one of its legs is in pain. You can see the
Aw.
blood-covered shackle tightly clamped on one of its ankle, the skin rubbed raw and red from the attempted escapes. I always write things with tongue twisters and big words, and then I fuck myself.
And then I can't see you.
The chain is dragging behind, sliding through the grass like a metallic snake. Bruises and lacerations cover its pale skin, and its flimsy loincloth is soiled with dirt and excrement. Its mouth hangs half open, and its eyes squint against the sunlight it so rarely gets to see. It
Wait,
looks straight ahead.
Never mind. You can keep going.
It looks straight ahead. Oh, I can do the reveal thing.
What review?
Whee!
What?
I
It
couldn't
looks.
see the whole map, but I could see it on the fucking street.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
Like, why?
I know.
Big
I
boy.
don't have stream.
As it looks down the road, the only thing it can see is Laith, and it
Perfect.
starts going. I'll say like you guys get some if you
Can-
choose you want to pop out of your cover and take some opportunity attacks first before you roll initiative. You can.
Can I roll a medicine check to check for any weak points?
Sure.
Can I just be
Nice.
standing here
Wait, where is?
playing my bagpipes to keep it distracted? No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I can't. Okay.
Yeah, like the second the door opened, it just locked eyes on you.
Wait,
Okay,
you said
never
yes,
mind.
right?
I don't have my backpacks.
Yes.
Bagpacks?
Okay.
Bagpacks. That's what they're called now. I don't I don't
Oh my
have
God,
my
roll.
bagpipes out, but I'm just standing there.
Yeah. Menacingly.
Guess what?
Yeah, my
Nat
5'5" elven
Nat
statue.
20?
I'm
20.
Yeah, +4.
So you
Ooh,
see,
24.
you look from your little spot underneath this cart. You can see its left leg from that shackle. Like, it looks like it had tried to escape several times. It looks like the shackle was probably dwarven made, so it's not budging. So it has torn its leg raw, like almost to the bone.
Okay.
This left leg is like fuckity wuckity. It is not having a good time.
Okay, I hastily gesture to the weak point from under the cart.
I would say
Can we see
the only person who'd be able to see would be Luce.
Okay, then
So
I
Luce
try
sees
to
that
relay-
the leg is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, go for the fucking ankle.
Can I do the same thing, or do I not have time?
You can do it if you did it at the same time as. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Just so
each-
that way, like, I can yell.
Yeah. So Shay's action is sees the leg, gestures. Luce sees that, and then your action's going to be to do another medicine check.
Yeah.
Okay.
20 with
Is that
modifier.
fine?
25 modified? You also see the wounded leg, all nasty.
Bro,
So
this is
can
gonna be
I-
on if I can slice this thing's leg.
You can do it.
Can I yell to Thalim, go for the left?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I yelled to Thalim, go for the left.
So this thing, hearing you yell, like it was already looking at you, it's like getting ready to
Angry.
full on sprint.
Okay.
All right, so Shay did their surprise
Well,
action.
I
Laith
hide.
did the surprise action. Luce and Thalim, you each have one action you can do before you roll initiative.
I'm gonna have to do a sneak attack for the left leg, aren't I?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to
More than welcome to.
Yeah, it's the best thing for me to do, and if I can get it, then it's all from Frankie to finish it.
Yup.
All right.
At least you know where the weak point is. You're welcome.
Now you think you can finish it in 2 attacks? That's cute. I love
I mean,
that.
if we can immobilize it anyway, I'm behind it and I can get up onto it, possibly stab her in the head or shoot her
No.
in the head.
Yeah, possibly.
I mean, it's immobilized. It can like still raid around, obviously, but
Yeah.
it'll be a bit harder to grab me from behind.
I don't know, it's a big bitch. Try not to get
Big
crushed.
boy, big boy.
So yeah, I'll do a sneak attack on his left leg.
Do you like have sneak attack? Because that's like a ability thing, or you just mean like you're gonna shoot first?
I'm gonna, yeah.
Okay. So roll a attack to see if you hit.
Good luck. Not skills, actions. This is with the short swords.
Oh, you're running to it?
So I was gonna sneak behind there.
So it's like, since the door has just opened, it's like in the doorway.
Oh fuck no, then I'll shoot the
Ah, fuck that.
I'll shoot the left leg.
Okay. Roll for
And
attack.
I'll use one of my many bullets.
All right. We got a pistol.
Precious,
I'm-
precious.
So
Oh
you
my
also
God.
you're gonna have to move like
What
at
is
least
that?
one space
Yeah.
just to have visual, and that's 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, you're good. Shoot.
Okay.
Do it.
Shoot.
Do it.
Like clicking on the pistol.
Keep you. Do it.
4.
So you
No, wait,
have
that's damage. That's damage.
Okay.
D20.
D20, please.
Oh, it's not 20.
No. Ooh! Okay, so
thank
you
God.
just crit. So roll for roll your damage and then double it.
Oh my god.
14.
14.
Oh no, 7 plus 3, 10, 20.
Oh my god.
So
Oh,
you
thank God.
fire your gun. You fucking take off the entire left foot. It is just it's just gone. This foot is gone. The door opens, like right as the door opens, your bullet just and the foot
Splat.
is gone. And this ogre is so surprised because it's like it saw Jenny. Not Jenny. You're not Jenny. You sees Laith and its foot just gets blown off from another direction. And it like looks around wildly, locks eyes with Thalim. And now, Luce, you have your attack before you roll initiative.
Okay.
Oh
I'm
god,
gonna-
I'm so glad I stayed where I was. That's exactly my plan. I was like, just look at me. Just look at me.
Hey, baby.
This
I'm
thing's
gonna-
bleeding bad. Like the stump is
gonna-
spewing.
Don't you fuck up.
Eldritch Blast.
So you're gonna
I swear to God.
poke out of your cover.
Yeah.
You blast?
Yeah.
And then what's the range on Eldritch Blast?
120.
Oh yeah, you're fine.
So, I hit 19.
Oh,
plus
that
5, so that's 24.
yeah, that hits. Roll your
rolling a
damage.
10. So that's a 4.
So you do 4. So what does your Eldritch Blast look like? Tell me how you cast this spell.
Uh-oh. Grab my boobies. I grab both boobies and then I fire out of my hands.
Frankie.
What? It's an important part of the lore building, okay? And then it's very bright purple light and it fires like directly onto the ogre.
All right, so your blast flies right into the ogre's left tit. It strikes it right in the nipple, and you see it's like big ogre booby just like ripple from the blast as it roars in pain, doing 4 force damage. All right, now y'all gonna roll initiative.
Okay.
That's
A D20.
D20, right?
Who
Yeah,
did a
it's-
20?
No,
No,
it's
is it
just.
D20?
Oh
it's
yeah,
just a
roll a
D20.
d20. I'm like, okay, 20.
This is just the order that we do our next stuff in.
D20.
I got a 12.
Okay.
I got a
9.
15.
I got an 8.
Wait, sorry. Hold on. Who got the highest number there?
I got 15.
So that's Luce, and then Laith got
12.
12. Who got the next number?
Me, 9.
And then the lowest was
8.
okay.
Bro, that shot took a lot of me, okay? I need this.
Yep. So
You're reloading.
the ogre's going first.
Okay.
The ogre looks at Thalim, and
Oh, he's pissed.
it starts running on its stump and roaring in pain at the same time. But this thing's so mad that you just blew its leg off. It's gonna bound. I'm trying to see. 5, 10, 15, 20. It's gonna get right up in your grill. It's running right over the
no.
cart, and it's gonna put both its arms together and fucking swing both arms. It's pissed. It's pissed, and it's going to roll a 14 plus
Jesus.
6, 20. Is your armor class 20?
14. The only
14. So it is. Luckily, ogres usually have some kind of club or some shit. This thing is unarmed. They just let it out.
Thank God.
Bare ass hand. So it does. It smashes
Ryan.
the cart. Smashes the cart first as it swings around and whacks you. You know, it gets like the top part of your head, just like the cusp, and does 5 damage. 5 damage.
Okay.
So, hey Jen, remember that potion you gave me?
You're welcome.
And Luce is up next.
Okay. Can I
Fuck
use
this
Eldritch
thing.
Blast again?
You
or
sure
do I
can.
have
It's a
to cooldown?
cantrip. You can do it how this is your
okay.
bread and butter as a
Wait,
warlock.
I'm gonna-
wait. Can you hit me though if it's right on me?
If they
Wait,
roll like
did
a 1,
Did since the ogre hit him so hard, did Thalim move? Did he get thrown?
Not bad.
it's just like a
not-
little like a boopity boopity. Most of the damage went into that cart that he was like
Okay.
kind of behind.
Oh, thank fuck.
Okay.
So he just got like pelted with like a little bit of ogre hand and like a lot of like wood and splinters and shit.
Okay. I'm gonna roll for my Eldritch Blast.
Mm-hmm.
I got a
If you-
10.
Your boobs hit me, I
10
swear to God.
plus.
It's just total of 10.
Okay, so your Eldritch Blast flies right between Thalim and the ogre, and just absolutely decimates this cart. You killed the cart. The cart is gone.
Okay.
You've blown up.
Okay.
You've blown up the cover.
Sick.
Thalim is exposed. Laith, you're up.
Well,
How close am I to this guy?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. You could get there, right? What's your movement speed? Is it?
30
Oh, 30?
feet. Yeah.
You could get close enough to throw a dagger? Or
Can
cat,
I
what's
get
your...
close? Can I, Vicious Mockery?
Yeah, what's the range on that?
60.
Okay, so how you can there's trees in your way, so you have to move a little bit forward.
So I move forward enough to that, like, farthest, like, that tree, like, kind of right there, and then I use Vicious Mockery and try and just get its attention back on me.
All right, roll your damage.
What do I have to?
Or roll your hit.
What is my damage?
Let me.
1d4.
Oh wait, sorry, not damage. You gotta hit it first.
Oh, I have to hit it first.
Yeah. So Vicious Mockery is your spell attack is +4. So you roll d20 +4.
So nat 20.
Damn, bitch.
All right,
go.
so roll your
And-
damage and double it.
Damn.
8.
8.
Yeah.
I have so many tabs open.
Bruh.
So I'm gonna ask you to describe your kill animation and tell me what you said to this ogre that made it die.
Con-
Hey, nice leg.
Be creative. Be creative.
Oh shit. So it's just like it's like a spell, right?
Yeah, it's a you
so
like.
I can like make it have like any color or whatever.
Yeah, I think you like what you like infuse your insult with magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like bright ass yellow-ish green.
Piss.
No.
Monster.
Bright
Stop. After good
bright
time.
yellow green, almost lightning. Like it kind of has like this little cuz my character is scared. She's scared.
Ah.
Pussy.
Fuck up. And it's almost crackling because of her emotion, and it just shoots out at this ogre as I scream, fuck.
That's it. Just fuck.
I didn't know I was gonna kill it. I had the words for what I wanted to if I didn't kill it, but I didn't know I was gonna kill it.
Jen, the thing got smacked for 20 straight away. What do you mean?
Whoopsies.
I didn't expect to roll it at 20, okay?
Neither did I, but here we are!
And she just screams. I'll just do like if it didn't. I just like look at me, bitch. And I guess
Stupid
whatever
bitch.
happens when it dies.
So as you scream, "Look at me, bitch," the magic goes right up into its ears and it whips around to look at you so hard. You hear its neck just fucking snap, and it has a look of just absolute horror and fear, and just a nice trickle of blood and spittle pops out of its mouth, and then it
Nice.
leans onto its, I almost said decapitated foot, its severed foot stump, and
Heavy.
it just rocks forward, rocks back, and falls into the rubble that was the cart that got Eldritch Blast, and gets absolutely impaled by pieces of
no.
wood. And you also notice that this cart was full of wooden and glass sex toys, so it just
What?
lays
Wait, hold up.
in a cart.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Hold on.
yeah.
Hold
Can
up.
we pilfer the remains of the cart?
Can
Do
we
you want to
loot
loot the
area?
cart?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone go up to the. You're looting the cart.
Yeah.
Okay, roll for roll
I was
investigation.
about to say Laith
Okay,
just
roll
stays
investigation?
where she is.
Okay, Laith stays. Laith is chilling. Shay, you
Can
you
I-
hiding under the cart still?
Can I pillage the other carts?
Yeah, you can investigate the other carts. So everyone roll investigation. Let's see what we find.
Okay.
Except for-
I
except
got
for
a
don't
Laith,
19.
right?
You had an 18
I got a 19. Or
and
wait,
19.
yeah,
I
19
got a
total.
2.
So Luce looks at this like corpse of an ogre, and next to it, just glistening next to its head, is like, ironically, a glass ogre dildo
Damn it.
just next to its head,
Okay.
and you just it's unbroken miraculously. This is a miracle.
Okay.
and
Boink.
you can scoop that up and
I'm just
put it
gonna
right
put
in your
that in
pack.
my
You
satchel.
got that.
Yep.
Crow kind of looks at you and raises an eyebrow, and then you see an image from Crow of a church in your head, and then it goes away. Who else rolled?
I only got a 2.
You got a 2. You look inside the cart that you're near, and you just see a lot of pamphlets about
Cool.
gnome mental health.
I want one. Thank you.
You grab. Okay.
Wait, can a goblin child roll?
Is he still? Is he? You know, he probably woke up. He probably heard an eldritch
Yeah,
blast
well, the
blowing up a
fucking
cart full
gun.
of dildos, and a gun. So yeah, the baby's awake and confused and like looking at you like, what's going on?
And just gibberish of me screaming, "Look at me!" bitch."
Look at me, bitch. So roll. Yeah, roll just a roll a.
Do you want me to roll, or do you want to roll for it?
Since you're bonding with this child, you roll and I'll tell you what to add to it.
Okay. Investigation, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what the little baby hands can grab. I got a 10.
A 10. Investigation. It's intelligence. Okay, that'll be a 10. So it looks in the cart and it notices like a little satchel, and it grabs it, and it looks like it's a satchel of food. So he's replaced the rations that you gave him at the beginning, and he very proudly holds it up, notices it's food, and then extends it to you, excited, because like that's the love language you use for him.
Good boy.
Yeah, it like giggles, and like the snot bubble that's been in and out of its nose for like the past hour and a half pops.
Oh,
Pure
wipe
joy.
The sleeve. I don't
Adorable.
I
care.
think
Wipe the sleeve.
what I'm gonna do is
My child.
center myself and take out some of the splinters that are in me. So I guess like a little heal or something.
Yeah,
like
since you
What's your medicine?
You don't want to know.
And can I actually like move to go check on Thalim? and
yeah,
roll
you guys
for
are out of
medicine to help
initiative
him?
because this ogre died.
Oh god.
Okay,
I'm just trying to center myself after getting hit in the fucking head.
So, are you sitting down?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have to convince you to sit down. Thank God.
Yep.
The
So
room is spinning.
I walked up to Thalim and
My hands don't match.
I
Stop.
have a 15 to help him with his injuries.
Okay. Is that a 12? Is a 12 good for that? I'll do a 12. Am I holding a 12? Is that 12? 12. I'll roll a 12 so you pull the splinters out of him.
I would say if my roll is like above 10, like if me and May do like a medicine roll like to help heal, if it's above 10 I would do 12, and if it's under 10 I would do 6.
Okay. So you pull the splinters out of him. He's good. He's
Tell him to
fine.
get over it.
He's back to 13. He's okay.
But my Laith is visibly shaking.
Yeah, every splinter you pull out like causes a little extra pain because you're not just pulling it straight out, you're like wiggling it accidentally first and then yanking it out.
Oh god.
I will shoot you.
So
Just
yeah.
I whisper as I'm pulling out the splinters. I'm just trying to help.
Adorable. So helpful.
Can I show Luce
Can
my
I-
Bible?
Your no mental health pamphlet?
No. My Bible from the temple.
Oh yeah, your
Because you
Luce
know,
of Orlea Bible.
sinner.
Can I say something to Laith too?
So did you May or Chey? That's funny. Would you? I don't know if you would have seen what Luce would have taken since you were like rummaging through a cart, but
Oh.
you can walk over to them.
Just waddle up and be like, "What you get?"
What happened? Yeah.
No.
And then Luce
I mean,
can
just
decide if.
stuff from my private collection. You know?
Yeah.
Look, shiny.
It's
Yeah,
shiny.
that
There's
was
treatments for that.
that was the only phallic object that survived the Eldritch Blast. Everything else is pretty
Can we-
obliterated.
as it should
Loot
be.
those
Well,
torches.
Frankie's Eldritch Blast is a
loot
dick
the what?
destroyer.
Wait,
You know, like the torches, the old torches that were on
There's like on the wall of the keep.
there? Yeah.
They're pretty high up, and they're
Damn it.
so old that they're like shriveled. They're not useful.
Well, at least I asked.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a spell that casts light, so.
Okay.
So I'm gonna walk past Laith and can I search the dead ogre to see if it has anything?
Yeah, you can. You want investigation check? Do an investigation check.
Yeah. And while I'm searching
Can't
this ogre,
find
I'm gonna
anything
look
but
at
a big
Laith and
wiener.
say, what did you say when it died? Look at me, bitch. And I went, really? That's the best you can come up with?
Really?
Shakily, I look at you and I go, I didn't expect it to die.
Expected to break his fucking
So
neck.
investigation.
Yeah.
I have a 19.
A 19. Oh
Mhm.
fuck! You're gonna have to find something. You look around the crevasses of this ogre, and you find tucked in its
My bullet! Boom.
you find tucked in its loincloth
Oh.
a piece of
Hello?
like rotting meat that it was like
Why?
saving for later.
Ryan.
That's all it has. That's all it has on it. This is a it's malnourished, but it was still trying to space out whatever food it got. So it
Shut
had
up.
like a little keepsake of like rotting.
What if he rolls
Meat.
bad? Would all he find
Wait.
with a penis?
Wait,
Yeah.
everybody pause.
What?
Where's our driver?
In the keep, right? This is where we're here.
Is the door still open?
So the kobold who operated the door, after
He's asleep.
seeing you guys absolutely obliterate
Obliterate.
ogre, is now rapidly trying to close the door. It is like halfway closed. There's like a few feet of it still open.
Okay, now I think I'm gonna have to make the shot and try and stop the door from closing.
Or
you-
before you make the shot,
Mhm,
with my previous like history roll that I had,
mhm.
I mentioned that dwarves typically have other entrances. This is based off my Lord of the Rings knowledge, by the
Mhm.
way.
Yeah.
Um,
Speak friend and
um,
enter?
Speak friend and enter.
Mhm.
Dwarves typically have other entrances,
Mhm.
entrances that are secret. And I'm
A
still
secret
like my
hole?
character is still shaking, so like she's shakily saying this.
Mhm.
They have secret entrances that lead to back caves and everything like that. We can get in and sneak behind them if necessary. If you can't make this shot,
The
I
door is
have a
closing.
lot of arrows still.
The door is
Oh.
closing.
I'm taking the shot.
Take the shot.
I'm taking the shot to stop this gate from closing.
Roll to see your hit. Roll to see if you hit.
Do it.
D20 roll!
Roll.
It's a 13.
Oh.
That hits. Roll your damage.
Oh my
I have to check how much health I gave these guys. 1 sec. Okay.
Damage is an 8.
Oh, so you fire you're shooting with the bow?
Yes.
You fire your arrow, and the thing like looks at you as you're knocking your bowstring, and it tries to reel it in even faster. And as the arrow comes, it goes right through its neck, right through the link of the chain. And as the momentum of the door closing a little bit more stops, the chain going up slowly lifts the corpse up a little bit, and it gurgles and dies 2 feet up in the air.
Awesome.
The door is still open by like 2 feet.
Oh.
Okay. All of us can get through that, right?
Yeah, you guys can
Yeah.
fit
Oh,
through
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I also want to.
I don't think any of us are like 2 feet wide
Yeah.
from like
Yeah,
chest
no.
to spinal
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
cord.
what are the
Uh,
chances of this thing closing
got
anyway and
some
crushing us?
Just saying.
That's I
Is
mean,
there
like
a
I said,
chance?
like there are other
We're
other
gonna have to roll
options to get
something.
into this
Big booby.
stronghold. Can I? No. Can I?
Hold on, I gotta take an arrow off.
Uh-huh.
Did you
Can
keep
I
your rotting
roll-
meat?
I wanna check what the meat is, what type of meat it is.
Like it.
Because I wanna know if it's
Um,
goblin, if it's kobold, if it's ogre, if it's human.
check.
Can he ask me to check the meat because of like history, and I do a history check?
It'd be
I think it
nature.
would have to be a nature check.
It'd be a nature check. I
Yeah.
have a
I
plus.
got plus 3
what-
nature.
You have plus 3. You do it. I have plus
Do
2.
it.
You can help him. You can both look at this meat.
It's,
I mean,
it's 18.
Yeah.
18. Do you wanna?
Mhm.
Do you want me to roll just to see if I get anything better?
Have him roll again for advantage for you
Yeah.
helping.
Roll again?
Yeah. for
Yeah.
Yeah, and you
advantage.
take
the
the
higher
higher.
number.
I will take the first one.
Okay.
Because the second one is 17, so.
So
Oh.
so you look at this meat, you both examine it, you chat about it for a little bit, and you decide based on the stretchiness, the sinew, all
A
that
stank.
shit. This is the horses from the carts had to go somewhere,
Uh-oh.
so this
Oh.
is probably
not the horses.
horse meat.
Oh no.
Why?
Mm.
Why would you do that?
It's like a little rotted. Like you might be able to salvage like a single ration out of this if you cut away the nasty bits, because it's
How
still
big is it?
it's pretty big because it was for an ogre, but it wasn't the full helping the ogre was given. Like this ogre's been malnourished for a while and in bad circumstances, but it was trying to.
Well, fuck.
With its tiny brain, it was thinking, if I wait till I get hungrier and then eat it, it'll taste better.
Oh.
But it's
I mean,
dead
if we
now.
cut away the bad bits, we can give it to May's mini goblin for food.
That's true.
Can a goblin eat the tainted meat?
Oh, we cut away all the bad
cut,
bits.
yeah, he cut the gross part off.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, can goblins eat tainted meat?
He cut the tainted part off.
So it's
So
just
there's
but
only
can
like a
he
few.
eat the leftover.
So
tainted?
it's just.
Goblins can eat horse. Yeah, sure.
I mean, the taint, like the
I mean,
gross pieces.
it's rotten. It's gonna have ill effects on anyone that eats it.
Yeah.
But it's a goblin. I don't know what they eat.
Can I walk closer to the gate where I can like see further inside and roll a perception to see how many enemies are on the other side?
Yeah, so you're walking up to like just the door and like peeking in.
Yeah, so like kind of like off to the side and like leaning down onto the ground and like kind of like looking underneath the gate to see if there are any visible enemies or not.
Okay. Go for
you
it.
get shot dead.
With modifier 23.
Do you have dark vision?
No. Wait. I do have dark vision,
Okay.
60 feet. Wait, hold on, I didn't do math right. 21.
So you crouch down, you look through the gate underneath the door. You can see there's like a little annex where the kind of gate room is and the mechanism and this like dead kobold that's now like dripping blood. You look further down, the passageway narrows and then opens up again into a second room, like the second part of the annex. You can see these like faint glowing arcane orbs of dwarven craft that are kind of lighting it, very dim red light. And you can see from your angle that there's a hallway that goes to the right. You can't really see what's on the left, but you do not see any enemies within these two small rooms.
Cool.
So I walk back to the party and I relay that information.
Okay. Can I sneak in and then run an investigation check?
So you want to go like just into the doorway? Like go underneath?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna go underneath, do an investigation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me look. I got an 8.
So you kind of run your hands along the wall. You notice it's like dwarven stone. There's like runes etched around it. You don't know what they mean. You look at the like orbs, the arcane orbs that are giving off this like red glow. You kind of poke them a little bit. They're solid. Some of them are like broken, but most of them are working still. You go around to the kobold. You see it's wearing nicely made armor. And it was holding a very well crafted spear. You look at the chain mechanism and you see it goes up very far into the ceiling and then it's hidden. And the crank is like very intricate and you like poke it a little bit. It's like nicely balanced and the door moves slightly, but you don't touch it anymore. Yeah, that's what you observe in there.
Question. Are the runes like the dwarven language or are they something different?
Yeah, they're dwarven language.
Okay.
No one speaks Dwarf.
I do not.
Well, cause I was gonna, cause if Luce like comes back and like relays the information, I was gonna ask if I could do like a history check to see if like I maybe knew like the gist of what those runes meant.
Yeah.
Even though I don't speak Dwarvish.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that. I would definitely come back after and just relay the
Okay.
information that I have.
Yeah, you do a little history check.
Little history check.
Little history check.
19.
19.
Okay.
So you knew from what you studied of Dwarven culture, they usually put like poems or like welcome messages, declarations of their commitment to the god of the hammer, I think I called her, goddess of the hammer, for safe entry and for people pure of heart to come into their what's the word again? I keep forgetting the word. Outpost.
Outposts.
So yeah, you assume it's it's either like a cool poem about like we love rocks are cool, we love hammers, or just like talking about how cool one of their goddesses is. Wow.
Okay, so I explain the runes on the wall mean no ill or anything like that. Since this was a dwarven outpost, it welcomed those who were willing to trade and be civil and kind and to make trades and everything like that. So none of these are anything of ill or of any warning.
Okay.
Nice.
So it's not like a rune of, oh, come in here and you're gonna have a hard time.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like we'll still have a hard time because there's kobolds here, but yeah.
Slimes and
In regards to my worries about dwarven traps and everything, this outpost doesn't seem to be an issue.
Does anybody else want to run like any kind of check before we actually like go in?
Yeah, I want to do what you did.
An
I wanna
investigation
go-
check?
Yeah, I want to investigate.
Roll, buddy.
I got an 11.
An 11. Slightly higher than an 8.
Better than me.
You go around, you rub your hands along the wall. You notice the dwarven runes. You recognize one of the runes for mountain. Whoa. It's everywhere. Whoa, they really like mountains. You poke all of the arcane lamp things. Pretty cool. You like get really brave and you lick one. It's like kind of salty tasting. You like once again observe this like kobold. You notice the armor is well made. The spear is well made. You like kind of like nod and admire the shot like right through its throat that pins it to the chain, and you're like, nice. You take the arrow back. You retrieve your arrow. I will let you take that back. Nice shot. And as you pull it out, the kobold body kind of like slides to the floor and just was sprawled out there. Yeah, you kind of wiggle the lever a little bit. It's very nice. It moves very nicely, even though it's probably very old. But dwarven craftsmanship, you can't beat it. You have a gun. That's what you got. You don't see any other.
Wait, he has a gun?
He has a gun.
Wait,
I'm
can
gonna set
anybody?
the
I
fuck
think-
door.
I think he needs to say I have a gun at least 6 more times to be absolutely sure that he has a gun.
What's the gun?
You want to feel one of the bullets too?
Oh my god.
Oh my
I have been helping you this whole time.
And I haven't shot you yet.
I
Can-
appreciate that.
Can anybody run like an investigation on the clothes of the kobold?
I'm gonna stay with the leather
I
as well. I'm not gonna come straight back out.
Okay.
I can. I have history. I can go up and like go underneath now that I
Yeah.
know that it's like
Mhm.
pretty safe, and I can
'Cause
try
if they
and do a
If
history
they are
check.
like well made, that might like be useful knowledge for us to know, like where they came from or something.
The way history. check.
21 again.
21.
Oh, shit.
You look at the kobold armor, and you're confused because as
Sweat.
you look at the make of the
I had a
strap,
lot of time to read. Okay, I'm 150 years old.
as you look at the make of the strap, how it's connected, the type of welding on the armor, you see some remnants of elven craftsmanship.
I
And you're
kinda-
taken aback.
So, so
Which one of you?
I'm standing next to Thalim, but I kind of whisper
Mhm.
to myself, and I don't know if he like has to like roll perception to be able to hear me or not.
I think he can. What's his passive perception? Let's look. Let's take a quick
I
look.
I
It's kind of low, isn't it?
Passive perception
You're
is
stupid.
10. So you might
Yeah.
hear a word or
So-
two.
so I whisper to myself and I go, "This is elven make."
The only word he hears is elven.
Elven.
And then and I also whisper that like I've seen this be made before. I know this process.
He only hears no.
Oh my
Uh-oh.
god.
I mean,
No.
you can
No.
also like ask me what I said too. Like
That's
I'm
true.
not. I was just like whispering to myself. So
Would anybody else in the party hear?
I mean,
Or
I'm
Everyone
pretty
else
far
is
away from you
outside.
two.
okay.
outside.
I mean, if you guys come in and like ask, like I mean, I'm sure I'll tell you. Like I'm not gonna just. It was more of like a almost like wait, because
Okay.
expecting
Sorry, you
dwarven,
heard that.
but
You didn't.
expecting dwarven but seeing elven instead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the
It's
thing for
very
me
it's
is I
very
wanna-
shocking.
I want to lift this door up a little more so it's a little safer.
Okay, you can do
No.
that. You just pull the lever, goes right up a
Yeah.
few more feet. It's
Okay.
like 4 feet up.
Oh,
And then I
easy
say,
clap.
guys, let's regroup.
Okay.
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 Quietly.
Are you regrouping in the doorway?
I would
Just
say
inside.
just
Yeah, it just-
inside, just in
inside.
case.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Luce definitely asks like, is there anything that people noticed that I may have missed or anything like that?
Yeah, that was one hell of a shot.
Okay, shut the fuck up.
Dude, did you say that?
Bro,
I-
no way you mean this. Okay, just say.
What?
Oh,
just
wow.
happened?
I kind of look. I kind of like look sideways at Thalim and then say a little bit more loudly that this armor isn't dwarven. This armor is elven.
Hmm.
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 So I'm
Oh,
gonna
no,
have
I'm
you
just
guys.
silencing the baby and holding it.
I'm gonna have you guys finish up the last things you want to do in this little alcove before we end the session.
Okay.
What is everyone's HP?
Um,
I don't think
Let
I've
me
lost
look.
any HP. So.
I have
let's
7.
Go back.
7 out of
Shey
8.
has 7. Down.
You healed me outside.
Yeah, I took out all your splinters somewhat painfully.
Thanks, bitch.
You're welcome.
You might be the last person I shoot.
How dare you?
Beautiful.
My god.
I nervously look at him like, okay.
Thanks.
You need to come up with better one-liners, though.
I have baby.
I
I swear I'm still gonna go Rick Grimes on that bitch.
No.
What? No.
Baby.
No.
Baby is good. Baby finds goods. Can send it to little Tano.
Yeah, we've got some horse meat for him. Yay.
Yay.
Yay. Do we know like the way further in to the?
So when
Next area that we
when
wanna
you
go?
looked,
There's-
there's a so there's a you can see a pathway to the right at least.
Okay.
Oh,
Uh-huh,
oops, that
uh-huh.
didn't work. Hold on, I'm trying to learn how to use Roll20.
Okay.
Oh my God, what am I doing?
Ah! What's happened?
I had wine. Hold on, I'm trying to click on things. Reveal areas, please, so you can see it. That's as much information you
Oh.
gathered so far.
Okay.
Okay.
Just don't cheat and look at the stream because it's the DM view and you can see fucking everything.
Not looking at it.
Can we like
I think-
investigate?
My last move
Area
is to see how many tracks there are to see if I can pick up how many things might be in here.
Ooh,
Do a survival check.
I got you.
I got you.
I swear to God, if you fuck me on this roll.
Who, me?
Imagine.
Okay, I got a 17.
17. So you look,
You're welcome.
you drop to the ground and you look at the stone floor. You can see there's a lot of movement. Like
Oh,
a lot of
boy.
people go in and out. Some of them seem to be dragging large things. There's scratch marks. There's like, it's very, like, there's no dust. Like, there's constant movement in and out of this doorway. So you can gather that this is like the main doorway that they use and like bring in some supplies and things.
Is there any blood anywhere?
There's some like dried blood, but it looks like very old. So not recent.
Then is the last one is there the drag marks leading to where the guy got dragged off to?
There's constant drag marks in and out that have been worn in. Like this doorway has
it.
been used so many times over so many years. And yeah, there is fresh signs of movement. So like this doorway's been used, but there's a lot. It's been
A lot.
worn.
But you think this motherfucker would have dropped something to help us out?
No.
Can I have like Crow search like the area ahead of us entirely?
You
Like
can.
not like entirely, but I mean like the like room ahead to see if there's anything that we're missing.
I would say that would be a good thing to do at the start of the next session. Because we're
Okay,
about to
okay.
start
I will
like a
hold off.
full-on dungeon, but that
Okay.
yeah, we can start with Crow flying through and scouting and seeing what's in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Can I
Mhm.
persuade Thalim to ask the goblin baby if he recognizes this place
No.
at all? Damn it!
You can try
Yeah,
a persuasion check.
can
Oh, you
try.
could yeah. See if you can persuade him. Talk to Bebe.
I talked to baby. I rolled.
Yes.
I said
Yeah,
I
you roll.
rolled. Roll! Fuck! Hold on, it froze. I'm stupid. I got it. I got 17.
He's
Okay.
pretty stubborn, but you might be able to get. Say he has a question.
Tell me what you know!
One question out of him.
If you say please, I might.
Please.
You get one
Poor
question.
face.
Choose wisely.
Yeah.
Ask the baby if he recognizes place or what it's used for. Please. Please squeeze.
Okay.
Yes. Fuck it.
Ask this gremlin.
So the baby looks around. It like cowers up against Shay's body, and it says, "I've
Yeah.
never been here, and I don't like it."
Oh, okay.
What a bitch.
No, it's baby.
Can I move to like this little like I assume it's like a little doorway in front of us and use my dark vision just to see what's ahead with like a perception?
Yes. So you're going up
Yes.
like here.
No, not past it, just
Oh.
like right in the doorway.
Okay.
Snaky, snaky.
Just so like I can like peek around and see with
Since you have
the
dark vision, I'll give you this much since you're up there.
Woo!
So 17.
Oh, I was just gonna give it to you.
Oh,
for-
wait.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You peek around. you
actually,
see.
actually, it's 20 with modifier. So,
Oh.
1, 2,
but
3,
I don't. But
4,
like, I don't know if
5,
I'd be able
6,
to like, cause like, I know dark vision is that I can discern shapes and
Hmm.
stuff up to 60 feet, but I cannot see like features or anything like that.
So you're looking towards the left.
Yeah, cause we already know like what's kind of off to the right.
So you look through the left. There's like a doorway where the passage narrows. There's no door in the doorway. It just kind of narrows and then opens up again into another room. As you peek through, you think you can make out like a humanoid shape in the room to the left.
Go on.
So it started blasting.
A short humanoid
Stop.
shape.
So
Sure.
I move back to the party like very quietly, and like just like step back, and say that there are 2 passageways, one off to the right and one off to the left, and on the left side I saw a
Something.
short humanoid shape.
A shadow person.
Shadow person. A thing.
The shadow people are everywhere.
Oh my goodness.
And is that what we're gonna do for the session?
Yeah.
we leave
I-
it off with a.
I think we
We're
should
there.
leave it off before we go dungeon diving
Into a
deep
dungeon, yeah.
into
Dungeon crawling We'll probably take a
come
little bit.
on.
Yeah, you made
Yeah.
it. You made it pretty far. You made it pretty far. I
We
was like,
survived!
you
I
survived.
know, even though 2 people got to 1 HP.
Oh my god.
Brian only killed me with the first attack.
You had a gun. You had a gun.
I did a smart thing and I got punished for it. Fuck it.
I gave you. You got to scare one of them off. If there was 2, you probably would have died.
I have child.
Or I would have
No,
gotten
Jenny would have
shot.
I'm
Ever-
perfectly fine with it.
The-
You now have just a goblin child with us.
You
Is
do.
this my-
You've
think
adopted a
that's pretty
child.
cool.
I did not see that coming.
You-
I'm actually like really excited that you've just adopted a child.
A little
baby.
goblin
It's mine
baby.
now.
I was really expecting it. It had 1 HP, so I was waiting for like the
No.
gentlest poke to kill this baby. But
No.
you
All they
did the
was hide
opposite.
under a
Thank
cart.
God I chose to investigate.
I don't
It's
fucking
not
shot
me
that
food,
bitch.
so fuck you.
I know.
I don't Rick Grimes there.
I
I'm
need
still
to
out here.
remember. I need to put in my. I'm using 2 computers at the same time. I'm dual wielding.
Since I bet
Hey
it
man,
have
I'm gonna walk
to
in through
be
doors now, just shouting Carl.
Carl.
There's a question? Was there a question? Who had a question?
Yeah. Can it have 2 HP now that I fed it?
Yeah, I was gonna give
It
it 2
slept?
HP.
Okay,
now that you-
sick.
I mean,
yeah.
that bitch got
Thank
fed
God.
twice. I gave it bread too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, 3. It can
I
have
gave
3
it my full
HP.
ration.
3 whole HP.
Three.
Yeah,
for
since
baby.
the
All
the
because
like
it slept.
the emaciated sad goblins that attacked you only had 4, and like this is like now getting close to like healthy baby, so like I'll give it a 3.
Healthy baby.
I'll give it a
Healthy,
3.
my baby.
My
But do you
baby.
wanna give her a name?
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
should
gonna
we
name the
it before
baby.
we go on?
Yeah, can we name
Let's
the
all
baby?
let's all have our characters grouped together and decide on a name before we
Yeah,
end the
this
session.
will be the final action of the
Okay.
I was gonna say Bowie.
Bowie. Because of the goblin
Bowie.
thing.
Yeah.
Goblin King.
Goblin name.
Alright,
I'm
I
down
like
for
it.
Bowie.
I'm down
Bowie.
for Bowie.
Bowie.
Fuck you, Dale. We don't care.
How do you,
I
how do
was
you
also about to
spell
say
it?
I was also about to say that it's 3 against 1 anyway. So.
I'm gonna call it a pussy.
Poussey? Like David
Oh,
Bowie?
my
Like,
baby.
Yeah, like David Bowie.
ew, oh, little
Like
baby
the Goblin
Bowie.
King.
The baby.
The baby's name is
My
Bowie.
baby.
Oh,
Is child. I can't talk to it, but his child.
his child.
No, you
Is
just
it
asked
deep?
me to fucking talk to him.
We just name it that because it almost died to a bow shot by Thalim.
You literally
So
like climbed
canonically,
up and you're like,
that's
I'm
why.
gonna shoot it, and I'm like, the baby will die. The baby's
No.
going
I'm
to
fine
die.
with that.
That's why we name it Bowie canonically.
Please don't.
'Cause it almost died
Bowie,
to a
middle
bow by
name,
Thalim.
pistol.
Oh my god.
Like that,
Call
the
it-
baby
Hey,
could have
it works
been
perfectly.
the
Call
ogre's
it-
foot. They could have had the same fate.
No.
I was a bow. It wasn't with the gun.
Is my baby. Don't touch.
So Bowie.
Bro, I lost that bullet.
I don't care.
You did.
Well, you know
No, it-
what?
Make
That's your
sure you
fault.
Frankie,
Yeah, I did.
you definitely marked like glass ogre dildo in your inventory, right?
I'm gonna...
Yeah, make sure. Let's not forget.
I've
you.
taken, a,
Unfortunately.
I've taken a bullet off and an arrow.
Oh fuck.
So I've got 19.
Uh-oh.
But
It's
I've got
okay.
199 arrows.
I have
got
not done
a
a
lot of
single
arrows.
attack.
Ooh.
I
Backpack.
just help.
Add items.
And you
to
gave me an
your
arrow back, so
backpack.
that was nice.
Add item.
I'm like
Add
I
item.
was happy to give you the pistol because
Dildo.
getting
There's
use
no
out of the
dildo.
pistol you're gonna have to work for, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited.
You better work, bitch.
Bro, dwarves won't talk to me.
What?
And
Well,
you know why.
you better work, bitch.
Uh,
We're gonna have to find one and make a little friend.
no, we're
Ah,
gonna kidnap
better
one, and me and Frankie
perspective.
gonna intimidate the
No.
bitch to give us what we want.
No.
No,
Oh boy.
Like that.
Oh
I'm not-
boy.
I'm not
I will not be
opposed to
associated
that.
with
I
this.
can't wait to like let you guys just
Frankie-
loose
I'm
in the
close to that.
city.
Frankie
I'm so
immediately went,
excited.
He?
Hey, can me and Dale do this action together? And immediately goes, we both went intimidate.
I love this. I love it.
Yeah, fuck that bitch.
My-
She was shady.
My poor cleric.
She was
Just
shady as
living there.
fuck, dude.
I persuaded her to give us a sale.
I would have shot her.
Seven.
So I was.
We all have like 25
has a
gold
family.
each.
Do you,
okay?
do you want the truth?
Yeah,
Do you
Will
want
it
you want to
hurt
hear the
me?
truth?
yeah, give me the
Will
truth.
it hurt me?
Sure.
She was honest and sincere.
Well,
Fuck
I'm a
you
thief,
guys.
so-
Do you wanna know what my first
Her
one?
healing, it was a bad batch. That's why she wasn't planning on selling them. She was going to be shady and like cut it into the better potions. But 10 gold for even a shitty potion is a good deal.
Yeah, I know.
And 15 for a cheap magical item.
We could have gotten better.
Could.
That's all I'm saying.
Bruh, she could have left without her life. That's what I'm saying.
You guys suck.
She's currently like Terminator running through the underbrush, like freaking out.
Okay,
Yeah.
wait, how the fuck do I add an item that I can like customize to my backpack?
here, D&D
Beyond.
You can put
hate
it.
it here.
You can just pin it in the Discord maybe, and just be like make an
I hate it
inventory
here.
thing. An
I
inventory
now
place in
have
Discord.
a glass
Ogre
ogre dildo
Ogre?
in my back.
I was literally thinking like, what would be the best thing for Frankie to Eldritch Blast? And I was like, a cart full of dildos going to. That unfortunately will now never make it to the
I have a
Tresdale.
Frankie is literally a dick destroyer.
You literally destroyed so many dicks.
So many.
You Eldritch Blasted so many dicks.
Oh, should I add? How many rations were in that satchel?
Okay, I put it in
I'm not
general
sure. Whatever
for
is
now.
the starting or the set number. Let me look it up.
I started with one, but then I gave it to him.
And then
She
he
gave
found
half
you
to
another
him.
one.
I already
No,
gave him a
Dale
little bread.
Ration consists of dry food
gave him
suitable
some
for
bread.
extended travel,
I gave
including
him my
jerky,
whole
dried
rack.
fruit, hardtack, and nuts. It
I
says
have,
it's.
to, I have to pee real quick, so like you guys can just continue.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Is it good? Should
I'll be right back.
should I turn off the stream? Should I turn it off? Do it?
Yeah,
Do
turn
it?
off.
Yeah, I think I'll be
Yeah.
back first night.
Someone
I
at
might
D&D
not.
Beyond is going to go to work and look at a database of custom items added to see what they could potentially add to the site and see glass.
I'm gonna
Not-
pee too. I'll be back.
Were you paying attention? It's not a glass orc dildo. It's a glass ogre dildo. Like, please.
God, yeah,
there's
right.
Zach, I thought you
There's
were excited for this and you're not
lore.
even paying
there's
attention.
lore here. There's lore. Yeah, that went a lot better than I thought it was gonna go. Honestly.
Except for
dead.
like the first part where 2 people almost died.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
thanks.
Thanks.
I rolled and I saw like the 20 and I was like, no. And then I rolled again and I was like, there's no way. I was like, okay, the goblins are attacking first. That's fine, but like, maybe they just won't hit
I'm-
anything, and then they critted on Dale.
I'm
Hate it.
genuinely surprised that I was able to get Thalim to sit down so I could take
Yeah.
the fucking arrow out of his
I mean, he didn't
fucking
sit down.
chest.
He stood still.
Okay, whatever. he let me take care of him, and that's what matters.
Yeah, it's amazing. Now we're in a dungeon. We're in the nice opening to a beautiful dungeon.
With a baby.
Yeah,
I don't know if beautiful's the word I would use to describe it, but okay.
That's some nice dwarven craftsmanship, full of danger, but nicely made.
Just like general lore question. Did
Mhm.
like the dwarves use magic, or did they like? Obviously they had like some magic for like those like lanterns and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
like, are most of like their making stuff like more like just their craftsmanship rather than anything
they're mostly
else?
in craftsmanship. They had two major gods, the hammer and the flame. So the flame was more magic-y and the hammer was more like physical craftsmanship-y. And they worked together for a
Okay.
while, but then they kind of split when the flame was like, keep digging, keep digging, keep digging. And it was like passion and magic and all that shit. And when he kept pushing them, the followers of the flame became Durgar, trapped really far beneath.
Oh.
So there used to be two dwarven gods. They got into a tussle. They
Sorry.
split. So there is some magical knowledge, but a lot of that magical knowledge was lost when the Durgar split off of the main dwarves. So
I'm
there's like
glad I picked detect magic as
Yeah.
one of my spells.
there's magical creepy like zombie dwarves deep underground, and
Cool.
then there's like chill dwarves who
So-
just like to
Oh,
build
Jack-
shit
Oh, I just realized.
closer
what the fuck
to the mountains.
So since like I am I mean, I guess like I'm technically like a young elf.
Yeah.
Laith is only like 150 years old, but
yeah.
if we ever get to like, you know, like elven areas and stuff like
Mhm.
that, will I automatically have like an advantage like detecting like elven magic since I'm fully elven?
Yeah, you're like I've like kind of made you like the history buff, at least for like elven, dwarven, and like the shit elves did. Because you know, you just knew that shit, you were around it, you had access to the information.
I lived it.
You lived it. So yeah, you you'll know a lot about Elven Land when we likely
Elven
inevitably
Land.
have to go there. You're gonna or Laithir's gonna be a trip.
Oh
It's
yeah,
gonna,
it
it's
is.
gonna be a trip.
Oh, I forgot to add an item to Thalim too.
What you got, boy?
The mysterious gift from the Elven.
Yes, mysterious.
The
Doesn't detect magic just let you know whether or not it's magical? Yeah. Yeah, but that's still useful, and then you know
Did we-
to take
Well,
it and get it examined.
And then if I
Did we
if I
decide?
run like a history check,
Yeah.
then yeah.
Like you might be able to detect like the process. You might recognize. We'll see. We'll see. You have knowledge. You
Right.
know shit.
Did we
You-
decide if it was a ring or a necklace? Because I can't remember.
It's up to you. It's whatever you want. It can be a ring, a necklace, a ring
Dale,
on a
I
necklace.
sent you a Discord message.
Oh.
Me?
Yeah. I also, Ryan, I sent you a message earlier.
Oh yeah, I saw that and then I like didn't
Okay.
respond. Luce now has glass. I meant like in your character's thing and then pin it.
Well,
Just in general chat. Luce has an ogre dildo. Smile.
chat. I'll put it in my character one.
I hate it. I hate it here.
What?
I hate everything.
Nobody knows.
You guys are
Does
so
anybody
mean.
know? Do people know
People know what?
that I have a dildo now?
I think
If
Chey
you
asked.
tell them, Chey.
Okay.
Chey, I don't think Chey noticed exactly what happened. It was already in your bag by the time Chey walked over, and like
So it's
the
just
cart
in my
was
backpack.
It's just in your backpack.
Okay, so I
What
can
you
dispose
got?
that if I choose to or not.
Yeah, it's up to you.
Please
Like
don't disclose it.
Thalim saw you take it because Thalim was right next to the ogre corpse.
But
Um,
would he remember it because he got like smacked in the fucking noggin?
He probably he was fishing around the ogre's loincloth looking for horse meat, so maybe he didn't notice. We'll find out later.
Oh,
Nobody's
I
gonna
know.
know.
How would they know?
They're gonna know.
How
How
would
would they know? So yeah, that was the first session of this.
It was
Okay.
It was perfect.
I had a good time.
Perfect.
am so excited.
I'm pretty. I thought like I forgot when I stopped being nervous, but it was pretty.
I think it was after you almost got us killed in the first battle, because like really,
Yeah.
truly nothing could have gone
Can't get
worse.
worse.
That's
than
true.
that.
I like was very relieved when like you guys started critting against the ogre. I was like, thank God. Cause like
Yeah.
the fact that Laith was like, I'm gonna just stand here. I was like, it's gonna charge you.
Well,
And
see,
no one
see,
can
my
hear
thing,
you.
see, my thing is like, especially knowing that Thalim was gonna shoot at it.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here and I'm like, I need it, because at first I was gonna move. I was gonna move to one of the sides, and I was like, no, I need to be the only thing right here that it can see.
I just needed
so
to
that
stay
way
alive.
it's distracted. And
Oh,
I was sitting
you were
here,
bait.
and like,
100%.
when you said that its leg was hurt, I was like, please, dear God, let it be a little bit slow so I can fucking run.
I was like considering making it like prone from getting its leg shot off, but I was like, it's gonna run on the stump because it's about to die and it's in like its death throes right now, so
Yeah.
it can get a little thwack on Thalim as a treat.
As a treat.
As a treat.
Dude, when you told me that I killed it, I was like, I just wanted its attention again.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to kill this thing.
I think I told Frankie that it's always so hilarious when a bard uses vicious mockery and something dies.
Yeah.
I think I like
said that before everyone joined.
yeah. I was like, it's so funny when a bard uses vicious mockery. It's like, I was mean to you, now you're dead. Yeah,
Oh my
I'm
God.
I hit undercart.
I'm very much more comfortable. Not with the English
Yeah.
language apparently from that sentence, but wow.
I mean, but like,
I knew more than I
we
thought I
drinking?
did.
We
What?
were drinking.
We were
it's
drinking.
okay.
Yeah.
yeah, for any of us, it's okay.
Yeah. So that was the first session. Oh my God, we did it. We lived. We lived. Oh,
I have
You
baby.
and before like between this session and next, like you're level 2 now. Like you guys have done enough.
Let's
you're
go.
level 2.
I don't know
Let's
that
Wait,
means.
does that mean I can
You-
add
get,
a
like-
spell?
It depends on what your class is. You can level up go up 1 level. On your sheet, you can
So
like bump it up.
how do we level
Wait, how
up
do-
on like
So
our
if
character
you
sheet?
go to D&D Beyond, and you
Yep.
go to how do I find my characters? Where am I?
Uh huh.
Characters. Okay,
Where-
characters.
where character.
go to
Do we just like
edit.
character?
Yeah, so there's a
Okay.
part like on the top. Oh wait, no, don't go to. There's an easier way to do it. Sorry, I lied. So go to characters and then click on your character. And then in the
Levels.
top left, yeah, there's you click on like their name and their level 2, level 3 experience bar, and you can click manage levels. And you
Oh,
just
okay.
click just change
And
it to
then you
level
just
2, and then
level
it'll let you
2.
know if there's stuff you have to pick. Be sure to add
Okay.
hit points. Yeah,
Okay.
add hit points for your new level, please.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I have
what was
jack
the
of all
process?
trades.
I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention.
it's okay. So go to characters,
Okay.
click on your character, on their name,
Okay.
and then in the top left you see their name and like level 1 to level 2, like a bar, an experience bar.
Okay.
Click on that, and the thing will pop up on the right.
Okay.
Click on manage levels. It'll bring you to a page where there's a drop-down menu, and you pick level 2.
Okay.
And it will give you like anything
Oh.
you need to make choices for. Like you're gonna get like new spells, you might get new extra abilities. So just like look at your character sheet.
I got a new like ability thing. It's called Song of Rest, so I can use soothing music to help revitalize your wounded allies during a short rest for
That's
1d6.
Oh, and for those who don't know,
It's
like
not-
you can do a short or a long rest as a group. So like a long rest is like 8 hours, I think. And you like sleep or like chill.
Meditate.
Yeah, and you restore like your hit dice, which you could use to heal like naturally, and you get your spell slots back. And then short rest restores some abilities, and you can also use your
Why
hit
do I have
dice.
a disguise kit?
I don't know.
Oh,
Can I-
bitch, I
can
got
I-
22
can I-
hit points.
Wait, I think I do know. Hold on.
Are you messaging me?
Yeah.
Question mark. Okay.
I think we might have talked about it before, but I sent you a message.
Yeah, I got 22 HP now. Fuck yeah.
Thank God! So I could crit you.
Oh my god. No.
Okay, I have 17.
It's pretty good for a warlock. You guys are still squishy, but
Yeah, yeah.
I have 13
I'm gonna take this disguise kit out, and I'm
Yeah.
going to add a alchemy kit because of like the
Yeah.
whole.
you're a little push
Like, I'm gonna add
maker.
like alchemist supplies.
Do it. If everything in D&D is
Instead.
having the disguise self cantrip, because all I can think about is using it to give my character an absurd
I have 3 spell
mustache.
slots.
Ooh. Oh man, I'm so excited.
Wait, what's Laith's HP now?
I can learn a new spell.
I have
So excited.
13 HP. Let's fucking go, dude.
Yeah.
Let's go!
Yeah. Mustaches
might-
for everyone.
I have I mean, thankfully, Dale scared one away, and I.
Yeah, if he
I-
didn't do that,
I-
honestly, Dale would probably be dead.
Ooh, I can add another spell.
Hi. I see a
Hi.
goblin. I have
Hi,
a gun.
everybody.
Yeah, we have a gun and a baby goblin. What can go wrong?
What
I
can
will
go
Rick
wrong?
Grimes that bitch.
Stop!
Stop.
All right, I'm gonna
Cool.
Bowie about a meat musket.
turn off the stream. It was a beautiful
Okay,
pleasure.
okay.
I
Thank
had
you,
a wonderful
everybody.
time. Thank you.
Thank you.
For- I'll let the world know when this is ready for the YouTube machine.
Poggies,
And
poggies.
we'll go over there,
Yes.
and then I'll let you know when we're ready to do the next part and go through a fucking dungeon, because I said, "Oh, you're level 2? Let's go." Let's go.
Let's fucking
Let's
go.
go. Let's
I can
go.
add another cantrip, but I have no idea what any of these fucking are. So like, I'm looking them up.
Do it.
Oh wait,
Google's
it
your
literally